Alrighty then. Hello and welcome. For all the VOD people, hello. I love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your kind comments. I've been appreciating having this very beginning area where I can talk to you guys and ask questions and then get answers in the comments. So I just want to say that even if I didn't heart your comment or reply to it, I did see all the ones on the last few VODs where you guys have given me responses to questions at the very beginning, and I have appreciated the feedback. So kind of just wanted to start off by saying that. So thank you guys. The plan for today, like the title would imply, is to go through some of the comments that Mike from PA has made about Vaush's charity drive. I figured that the Business Smarts move is probably to cover this kind of drama adjacent stuff. It is a little gross to me that all of this is centering around the conflict that's going on with Israel and Palestine, which I'll try not to comment too much on that, and try to really focus on what are these people saying to each other and what's maybe going on at an interpersonal level there. Yeah, that's the plan for today. The other thing that we're going to do is go through the Ask BookSmarts email, which for those of you that don't have any idea what I'm talking about, totally reasonable because I've only mentioned it a few times. But there's this askbooksmarts@gmail.com email that I gave out a little while ago as kind of like a test to see if maybe people would want to submit questions or stories, kind of like Ask Abby, and then, or Dear Abby, I mean, and then we would go through them and kind of respond to them on stream. I haven't done any of those yet, so I kind of want to get through them. I think I have maybe a dozen or so of those, so I've kind of got a backlog, and I want to pick a couple today to go through and talk about. And that's more or less what the plan is. So if you guys are down for that, strap in. I'm not sure why the chat box isn't working here. Uh-oh, Mike. Hey, sweetheart. Yeah, hi. I'm not sure why the chat's not working. Let me check on that real quick. How strange. Because that should be working. I'm not sure why it's not. It's not showing up on the screen. Let's see here. But anywho, yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm in my current place in Mexico. So for anybody curious about the location for today, we're in Playas de Tijuana in Mexico. And I'll be here for another few days and then I'm out. At which point I think I'll return to the United States and maybe try to find a place there. I've been having some thoughts lately, and I'll add this to the show notes for this stream. I kind of want to talk about some of my meditations lately and some of the reasons why I'm going to go to the U.S. I think that now that I'm vaccinated, although this is very self-centered of me to say, for me, this COVID thing is not a huge factor anymore. It's not something that's inhibiting my ability to live my life. Now there are rules and things that are in place that certainly are restricting what I can do. For instance, Japan is still closed. If Japan wasn't closed, I would probably zip my little ass on down there and visit. But I don't have to worry about that stuff for dating or for going out or for hanging out with friends. And so, as soon as another week is up, I should have more or less my immunity, which will keep me out of the hospital, even if I do get sick with it. And I'm feeling more confident. I feel like it's time to start doing more of the things that I had to cut out because of the pandemic. And that would include dating and stuff. Recently, I've gotten this kind of a very big urge to date more. Not to and we'll get into this later, but I feel like my what's pushing me to do it is different than what I would expect. One sec. Let me copy this. I'm trying to fix the chat box at the moment, so bear with me for a second here. Yeah, the chat box did change. Interesting. Here we are. So the chat box should be working. Can you guys spam stuff so that I can see? Can you guys spam some ooze or something? And then the YouTube chat, you could spam whatever. Test. It's not working. I don't know why that is. Let's go to whiteboard, and then let's go back to here. Why isn't it working? I guess I could try to refresh it. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not sure why this isn't working. Paste. Okay. I'll check my just chatting window. Maybe it's... Is it working in here? No, it's not. Oh, god damn it. Why isn't this working? Refresh. I'm going to try, dude. I'll refresh it, but I'm not sure why it's not going. Let's see. Set color, copy, add. I'll give you guys music while I figure that out. I'm not a very good multitasker, so I'll go ahead and give you guys some music. If you're curious about this artist, you could do !Picto for their information. This first track is a classic. I play it all the time. This is Satellite by PictoChat. Enjoy. Oh, chat's working. Alrighty. Wait 1 second. No more. No more. Hello, everybody. It looks like the chat box is working now, so that's a positive. I just need to make sure I have like a few more things written down so that I don't forget to talk about them once we start streaming. If you guys have anything you'd like me to look at today or anything going on in the Twitch sphere that I'm not aware of, this is like basically like a quasi-drama stream because we got to cover this Mike stuff. And I don't intend to just watch the clips. I really want to like look at the full context of what he's talking about and the full context of Vaush talking about David Pakman. If I give you like a real quick, just a taste, just a little like a little bit of a tease, if you would. My honest to God opinion regarding the Vaush thing is very cool. Very cool that he raised all this money for a charity that he cares about on a topic that he cares about. At an optical level, like really, really good. He was banned from Twitch for some comments he made about Israel. So I think this is a cool thing for him to do. It makes a lot of sense brand wise. It makes a lot of sense for the people that he's trying to help and the groups that he's trying to support. Like I think it's cool. I think it's good at like a lot of levels. The Omniliberal Twitter account and their criticisms of him, I don't think are fair. And I've heard that he walks back the claims that he made about David Pakman like almost immediately in his stream. So I'm kind of interested to go and look at that and figure out what's going on there. So if anybody has links to that stuff that's timestamped, that'd be uber helpful. Just go ahead and shoot those over in the chat and I'll tab them out. But that's the plan. Today's like a boring ass drama stream. Tomorrow we're going to be streaming again, and that'll be more like book oriented content. So if you're looking for me ranting and rambling and doing the usual, we'll do that. I may even do a debate review between Irrelevant and Humongous. If you don't know who Hugh is, that's because he's a small fry. He was in our Naruto debate panels. He's a frequent person who shows up on the DGG Discord and argues there. And I didn't think that the very beginning of his conversation with Irrelevant was very good, and not for lack of trying. If anything, I would kind of pin that on Irrelevant. So it'll be interesting to watch a debate and actually be critical of the way that Irrelevant is handling things, because oftentimes we're on Irrelevant's team with a lot of stuff. So that'll be an interesting change of pace. I kind of want to do that tomorrow, but we'll see. Anywho, here's one other track. This is Electromagnet, again by PictoChat. If you're interested in anything PictoChat related, !Picto in the chat. I'll be with you in a moment. I really love these tracks. They're just so freaking good. Like, not to say I don't like Jacob's music, who made everything for the YouTube to the Twitch, but I've really liked the tunes that this person popped out for us. So big props to PictoChat. Anywho, let's just get into it. Enough stalling, BookSmarts. Enough stalling. I look awful today. I'm not shaved. I woke up, I tumbled out of my bed, I made it, and then I came here because I knew that there was the bat signal. I looked at Twitter, I saw that there was drama, and I went, hey, this is a business smarts move, okay? We need to do some business smart stuff. So, if Mike is in the title, it's probably a business smarts decision. Just understand that. Oh, where do I want to start? You know what? Let me give you guys a teaser real quick. Let me give you a little bit of another tease. I love teasing you guys. It's just so fun. Let's see. How should I word this? Let's think. How should I word this? Okay, this is how I'll word it. All right. I got my notes here. I'm liking the way this is looking. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to kind of run by you guys for the early people that show up kind of like early on into the stream. I have an idea. And it's, oh man, where do I start with this? Okay, so last few days, I didn't stream on Monday because the schedule, I did the month of it. That was the trial run. I wanted to see if I could do a month of scheduled streams without messing it up, and I for sure did. So that was awesome. Super happy about that. And then I took a few days off from everything, from working on YouTube videos to coordinating with my website person to doing the thumbnail work, because I kind of... I don't know. Something's been wrong in my life, and I don't know what it is. So, anytime I feel like a discomfort about something or like a weird feeling that I don't understand, I don't know if it helps you guys, but it might. The way the BookSmarts goes about it is meditating. So I will sit with the thought and just let it ride over me. And it's tough to explain this part of it because I think it's a muscle that maybe you develop after like meditating for a while. But I try to like pursue whatever the thing is. I try to like, you can't wrestle control over like your conscious thought when you're meditating, but what you can do is you can kind of orient yourself in the direction of whatever that feeling is. And so I've been doing that. And the answers I've been getting are fairly unclear. Something about the way that I'm spending time is probably messed up a little bit, like the proportion of time that I'm spending on stream stuff in the background versus like life stuff. Some amount of like a lack of romanticism or something in my life. Like I read this, this is going to be lame. Here we go. Weeb smarts. I've been pretty hardcore reading this manga called, Don't Bully Me Nagatoro-san or some shit like that. The Nagatoro manga. You guys will know what I'm talking about if you're in the loop. So I have read that manga now from start to finish, like maybe a handful of times. That's a lot. That's 80 not 80 volumes. That's 80 chapters worth of that manga that I have like read and reread. And it's been part of trying to figure out why it triggered something in me. And it's not some masochistic or sadistic urge that I'm keeping down. No, there's this kind of like pleasant niceness to like pursuing, to like having a crush on somebody and playing this coy game of like going after them but trying not to too much and yada yada. And I kind of miss that in a way that I didn't ever pay attention to the fact that I miss it. Since COVID has started, I haven't really had the opportunity to date around very much or to do anything naughty. So I think now that I'm vaccinated, I probably should, and I'm going to be getting out there and doing that. But what's weird about it is it's not like I don't want to like be the object of affection for somebody else or to get this like validation of sorts. It's not at all anything like that. It's more so that like I want to be attracted to somebody else. I want to like pursue somebody. I want to like have these feelings and have part of my brain space taken up by like the pursuit of somebody and thinking about the things I like about them and really like fixating on another person. I feel like that's what I'm yearning for because I just don't have that. And I don't even have that for like idols or anything at the moment. Like I feel like my brain is also searching for that. Like a lot of the YouTube and Twitch people that I liked, I feel different about now that I do this line of work. Like I don't watch their stuff to enjoy them. I watch their stuff to kind of like see how they're doing things or to like get information that's going to help me get better at my job, which is now this, right? So I've been spending a lot of time and energy on that, and it's changed the way that I've engaged with media that used to fill a little bit of that gap. Like, you know, I used to have this idolization thing of these people, and if that's parasocial, you know, call me daddy, but whatever. That's just something that I did, and now is like an empty gap, and I don't have that. And I also don't have the romantic stuff, and it's been a while since that's been there. So maybe some combination of these two things, being disillusioned with a lot of the people online and changing the way I'm engaging with their content, and then, you know, the friends that I have in the background, we're kind of looping on stuff, you know, like we've been talking about the same stuff for close to a year, like Supreme Too Mad, all of us. So maybe I just need some kind of like spice or something. And I figured maybe I can get that with dating. So I want to get back into the dating scene. Your boy will get all shaved up and I'll get a haircut when I get back to America in a few days. I'll go to my favorite haircutting lady and I'll have it all done. I may even be tempted to color my hair again. Not any kind of crazy color, mind you. So one time we hosted these foreign exchange students from Japan at our house. And one thing that they used to do during the summer or during breaks is they would like color their hair with some dye, because they would be out and about and having fun and not at school. So it didn't matter. And then you would just color your hair back when you would get back to school because it wasn't allowed. So he got us some of that stuff and we colored my hair a little bit. And, it just lightened it a little bit. It had some like streaks of lighter color to it. And then as it grows out, that's kind of like more on the tips than it is at the base. I kind of like that. I kind of want that again. So I may do that myself. Maybe I'll make a stream out of it and we'll have fun with it. Or I'll find some kind of like more competent streamer to do it with me. Maybe I'd reach out to Denims or somebody else if they'd be down to do that with me, and we could do that. That would be a fun stream. So a few changes coming down the pipeline to kind of get out into society again and really start engaging with that half of things, and balancing like how much time I'm spending on the Twitch effort versus how much time I'm spending like being a human being. And I think fixing that ratio is a good idea. Hope it goes well for you. Yeah, thanks, dude. Blue hair, but no blue hair, dude. Green or nothing, in my humble opinion. No, none of that, dude. You guys are fucking crazy. I'm tempted to show you. I used to have really crazy colored hair. You guys may not believe it, but your boy used to have like Toucan Sam hair. I used to have really crazy hair. As a matter of fact, I know I probably can't show it on stream, but in my passport, it's like that too. In my passport, I've got like really, really crazy hair. Let's see if there's a way to show this without fucking myself here. One sec. I'll grab you guys a picture. But yeah, I used to color my hair really crazy. I used to go to like downtown Long Beach in the gay district, and I would get my hair done really, really nice. Like, I love the way it was cut. I love the way it was styled. I love the way it was colored. All of it was really, really cool. I'm not down for that anymore, but that was fun while it lasted. Here we are. That's what my hair used to look like, dude. It's fucking crazy. I wish my town had a gay district. Yeah. Alerts are not working. Oh, they might not be. Here, let me see. Let's see here. Alert box. It looks like my alert box has a bunch of like random restrictions on it. Let me go ahead and change that for you real quick. And then I'll replay anything that got fucked. Oh boy. Always something with this stream, huh? But yeah, so that's just like a thing in the background, is a bit of a teaser for the people that got here early. That's something I'm thinking about, something that I'm probably going to be working on in the background. You guys seem somewhat interested when I give you insights into like what's going on behind the scenes, so I figure I'll toss you guys that one. Let's see, alert box. How's everybody else doing? Any input on that? I'll read the chat in a sec. I just have to fix this stupid alert box thing. Paste. Okay. All right, alert box should be working now. Let me go ahead and go to my recent events here, and I'll refresh whatever had just happened, because apparently people are noticing that their subs and things are not getting on screen. There we are. Thanks, dude. Thank you, Mr. Wookie. Okay, let's see. BookSmarts used to have a Yu-Gi-Oh haircut. Yeah, a bit of an anime haircut. Feeling well. I didn't sleep the whole night. Ew, that was me the other night. That's not good at all. I definitely paid for that, like, today. Yay! Wookie Goldberg, 69. What a name. I just gained 20 pounds of gut fat. That's a lot to gain at once. What have you done? Does that mean that you ordered it and you're going to cook it? I'll keep mentioning this. I think you'd love doing improv. That's what I wanted to talk about. Okay, let's transition real quick. And I ain't talking no trans shit, dude. So I got to stop it with those jokes. I want to do, okay, so I've been meditating, right? I've been thinking about the way that I'm thinking, like a meta level, right? And I think I spend too much time thinking about strats and mechanical details for like making the Twitch more successful, and then not executing on them because I'm not capable of it. So instead, I think focusing on the creation of new kinds of content that I think would be interesting to do, or I have some interest in doing, and then making sure that that's also hitting on something that people are complimenting me about, whether it's like, oh, you're able to rant and talk for hours and hours and hours without stopping. That's kind of unique. Or, oh, you're like five head. I like that. Whatever the compliment is. One of the things that I want to do that's like that, that has those two components is, has anybody in the chat watched or listened to, I guess just listened to, the Bill Burr podcast that he does? Anybody at all? The Bill Burr podcast. Use your Destiny clout to talk to Dr. K. That would be a big boost. I don't know what I would talk with Dr. K about. Yes, yup. Monday morning podcast. Yes. So I want to do something like that. I don't think it would need to be a podcast. I think it could be video like this, but I think once or twice a week doing something where I cover like whatever is going on in the news, having something that's very segmented, having sponsor segments in the middle of those, even if it's just sponsoring from me, right? Like we could go into a sponsor segment and I could talk about what I do in private, that if you type in !work in the chat, then you can have access to a Notion document that'll give you my email and my Discord information and answer a bunch of questions about the tutoring, consulting, and other things that I offer. So all the pieces are in place to do that, and it would be structured just like how I have written on my notes here, right? I'd have show notes, and it would be really easy. And then I would just wing it, for the rest of it, just like I do on the show normally. But the focus would be on creating something that's very intentional and segmented. So if I start talking about something, I would be keeping track of how much time was spent on it. That way, those things could be cut up into sorts of like YouTube clips that would be easy for my editor to create and would be easy to add on to and then put on the YouTube, and those can go around, right? So that's one thing that I've been thinking about, but it doesn't make a lot of business sense for any sort of reason. Like it seems that on Twitch, the way that you grow is through networking and through having other people on and yada, yada. But I want to do stuff that I like. And I want to do stuff that I like that plays to my strengths. And then I want that to be on YouTube and to be independent from Twitch. Because the fact of the matter is you do have to do all that networking stuff on Twitch, and you do have to like grow clout on Twitch. And the way to do that is by getting in front of other people's audiences, whether that's by covering a topic that is related to them or going on their stream or getting a raid or any of these things. But that's very tiring for me. And we don't play that game super well on this channel. We don't often have people on the channel. We'll cover other people's stuff through debate reviews, but that's about it, right? And that's not content that's necessarily palatable to that audience, right? They tend to be very, very long, even when they're edited down. There are problems with that. So you can't really clip it super easily. There are clips that are funny, but there are not clips that can make it into a YouTube video and be easy. So I want to focus more on some YouTube efforts like that. I want to do some more YouTube stuff, because if I can grow on YouTube, that's much better in my opinion. Like seeing the response to some of the edited content on the YouTube really makes me hopeful that maybe we can do more with the YouTube, and maybe we could do stuff that's like tangentially related to a lot of the... Thank you. I appreciate that. Jinru, thank you for the sub. Thanks. You have to have good content as well as networking. Not really. So here's the thing. I don't think you need to have good content to be successful in Twitch. I think you need to be attractive. Whether that attractiveness is from your voice, whether that attractiveness is from how you look, whether that attractiveness is from your personality, whether that attractiveness is because of your content, like you just said, right? Like, I think you just have to be attractive. You just have to keep people. You just have to make them want to come back. That's it. It's not about this content thing in particular. It's not about what you cover in particular, and it's boring to me at this point. So I guess Twitch can have its Twitch strategy where like I talk to people and try to get in front of different audiences and network with streamers and whatever. But I kind of want to quarantine that and not have that take up so much of my time and like mental energy, because the thing is, it's very like interpersonal, Thanks, Line. It's very much so like a thing between you and these other people, right? And these interpersonal dynamics, like drama and whatever. Oh, it feels like high school. It feels like a lot of high school seems like I'm demeaning it. I don't mean to. It's just, yeah, it does feel like that. It feels very dramatic and very like we're all playing a giant game. And I don't really like that. I kind of want to do my own thing. I kind of, if my content hasn't shown anything, I like just doing my own thing. I kind of just want to do my own thing. I want to do cooking videos. I set up the pan and a bunch of other stuff to do a cooking video today, and I was just like, Dan, you're not doing a cooking video, But like, this is kind of stuff I want to do. I want to go out. I want to record motorcycle trips and create a moto vlog. Like, there's a lot of things I want to do that are just not related at all to anything to have to do with my Twitch, and they're not possible to do on Twitch. It's simply not possible for me to do a live stream IRL on the motorcycle. It's not possible. It's simply like not feasible to do a cooking stream, really. It's not, dude. It's not going to do well. It's not feasible to like discuss anime and the things that I want to discuss, that I'm interested in, that I like media-wise. It's not feasible to talk about books or to do tutoring. So a lot of the stuff I want to do, I can't do on this platform, but that's okay. Because YouTube is a place that I can do that stuff. And I think, I look at people like Moist Critical, or I look at these people that have like, they just do what they want to do. And I just want to do what I want to do. So I want to move more in that direction. Drama Llama is lame. I don't blame you, bro. More Naruto debates. Probably not. Get into Now Please Boss. What? Motorcycle Diaries, but live, Pog. We know how dynamic you are and would love to see that. All right. Well, I don't know. There's the Vaush method, live stream, hangout / chat with the occasional video segment bits done live. Yeah. How much do you think you have to think about the type of content you do? Is it to help you focus / motivate? It's very necessary, because what I think makes my content different than other people's is that it's well thought out. It's not this like throw stuff against the wall and hope that it sticks and nobody points out the fact that you just threw shit at a wall and hope that it stuck, right? Like, and I think that I frustrate debaters and I frustrate people that I cover, because that's how they're operating on this website. They throw shit at a wall and they hope nobody notices that it was shit. And instead they zoom out far enough that they can't smell what's stuck to the wall and they see a picture or something, right? Like, and I'm just sick of doing that. I'm sick of magnifying on shit and being like, well, here, there's poop here and there's poop there and this stinks and this is chunky peas, clearly. Like, I don't know. Like, the analyses are great because they bring a lot of new eyes to the channel, and they're good financially, I suppose. Thanks for that. Arigato dattabayo. But I'm kind of sick of them. I'm okay with doing them as like my public service. Whatever. Destiny has a big debate. I'll cover it. I think moving forward, thank you for that. I think moving forward, if Vaush has a big debate, maybe I should cover that. If Mike from CCP has drama, like recently with this Vaush thing, I'll cover it. And I'll cover him on Twitch. But wow, that's a lot of stuff. There you go, Booker. Wow, CB, did you just do something crazy? I'm about to check. There's a hype train. I see. Wow, a hype train has just started. Well, get on that. 5 tier 1 community subs. Wow. Thanks, CB. I'm sure all those 5 people appreciate that. So big whoop. I appreciate it as well. Not big whoop. Sorry. Big thank you. I'm still tired, so bear with me here. Give me. Anywho, where was I going with this? What was I talking about? I completely forget. Who cares? I want to do more of my own stuff, and that stuff will probably be on the YouTube. So yeah, that's where I'm going with it. Is I'm gonna be putting up new kinds of stuff on the YouTube and just trying out things that are not per the Twitch channel, and then the Twitch channel will be a separate little business entity, right? Like the Twitch channel makes enough money to sustain rent and food. Amazing. So many other Twitch streamers never make it to that point. So many other Twitch streamers wish they were at a point where they could go live and have a chat like you guys, who are wonderful, that just talk to them all day. And that's the other thing, is I've been looking at my recent streams and the roasting of the chat and stuff. And while I think that's funny, I go into the archive and I look at how I used to handle the chat and how I used to try to be patient, and I miss that guy. I miss not being that way, you know? I miss not being this way, where like I'm rude to you guys and mean to you guys, and like yeah, I don't know. I would like to think that some of that is just like I'm doing stuff I don't really want to do. I'm doing stuff I'm obligated to do. And maybe if I had more of my own thing that I was working on that made me happy, like I did with essay writing and with reading books in the past, like maybe I can bring a more positive energy when I come in front of the camera. So that's why I took a few days off too, was to like make sure that when I came back on camera today, that I would be in a better mood for you guys, that I wouldn't, you know, be rude to you or scream at you or whatever. I want to have a real BookSmarts stream today where like we're kind to each other, and it's a place where like I treat each of the people in the chat as if they were a human being behind the keyboard and not, you know, a content source that I could roast to make the stream more entertaining or something like that. I don't like doing that stuff, dude. It's tough love, though. Yeah, I mean, sometimes. Roast Smarts is fun, but it's probably not... Yeah. It's probably not healthy long-term for you and us. Yeah, it's not. Wait, you're serious when you go off on chat? No, it's always like a bit. I always go way harder than I actually intend to, but I don't like that. Like, looking back on it doesn't make me feel good. It's funny, you know? Thank you guys for all of that. Wow, we must be coming up on that hype train. Level 3. Good God. Wow. What are we at now? Sorry, I'm trying to keep track of the hype train thing because I know it's my job. And what is that? Thank you guys. I appreciate it. It is encouraging to come back on the stream and have this. But this is what I'm talking about. Like, this is something that not every Twitch streamer gets to have, you know? So I need to be more like aware of that not every Twitch streamer hops in and within half an hour we get up to like a level 4 hype train, right? At 43%. So get in your subs if you want to get them in. Funk Physics and everybody else, thank you. That was Brindled giving out 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much. And that other guy for your sub as well. And lastly, Blind Fighting, who you know, they call me deaf fighting because I don't hear the noise, and I do that way late. I need to get better at that one because that one's supposed to have like a clap. Oh, look at that. Blind Fighting. Thank you so much. Anywho, sorry, where was I going with this? I keep getting distracted. So yeah, I want to be more positive as well. I want to get back to that, but it's not possible unless I'm doing things that I enjoy in real life, which is also part of like returning to America. 100 bits. 100 bitty boys. Something support love for you. Thanks. Yeah. I want to do more of my stuff. In America, I can ride my bike. I can fuck bitches. I can do whatever, you know? Like, let's get back to that, you know? Let's get back to that. I have an office, you know? Like, I have a billion places I could travel to. Like, this will piss you guys off, but, like, I'm not memeing when I think that America is, like, the greatest country in the world. Like, I really like America. That's my fucking place, dude. Like, I love that I can like go to the snow or the ocean or the desert or this or that from my little abode in Huntington Beach, California. I love that our country spans across the vastness of this entire continent. I love that, like, you know, that there's so much of it. There's so much of it. There's so many kinds of people. Everybody, like, we're a melting pot of like different cultures, and we have an interesting like political landscape. And like, since I joined Twitter and Twitch, I've like become so hating of America and so hating of our political system and of our politicians and of the social climate and all this shit. And it's like, no, I really do like America. I don't hate America. So like, I've been duped into a lot of this nonsense, and I really want to pull back from that and get back to remembering like why I like this place, or like why I like Japan, or why I like these other places. Like, go back to traveling, go back to talking to people, go back to spending a week in a hostel so that I can like hang out with people that are from Norway or Sweden or Denmark or any of these other places. Like, and this is why, like, I highly recommend meditating to people, because it's when I'm meditating that, like, things like that come to me. Like, I'll sit there, you know, and you make sure everything goes blank, and then I'll ask a question, like, what's going on, or what am I feeling, or what's wrong? And, like, things will come, you know, like memories will come, feelings will come, all these things will come to you, and they don't necessarily have to have any meaning. But like Nietzsche says, you get to make your own. Like, the cool thing about there not being any intrinsic meaning to anything is that you get to make it up. That's your job, right? Like, and everybody does it differently for their own life and their own memories and their own experience, right? But like, you are the person responsible for yours and your narrative. So you have to write that, you know, like other people can't write that for you. You have to do that. So being able to write a narrative between these things that are coming up and figuring out what's wrong is fun to me. And I think it's indicating to me that I need to go out and do more of the stuff that made me tick, that I really liked. So I'm going to get back to that, you know. When I had the van, oh Christ, I'm free from Steven's League gameplay. He's been playing a lot of fucking League and Terraria lately. It's just been like nonstop. Like, I'm not gonna say anything mean. I'm gonna let it go with the Steven stuff. I'm not gonna say anything. But yeah, I mean, it's not my cup of tea. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. That's DG3241 and Totalk. Thank you guys. Yeah, I want to do more stuff that makes me tick. You know, when I had the van, it's not that I just lived in a broke down van for fun, guys. It's not that I lived in a van because I didn't want to live in a house or I'm a fucking hippie. I lived in the van and I traveled across this country that I'm in love with, right? Like, I got to see so many cool things. Like, I got to go to Joshua Tree and do mushrooms with crazy hippie people. I got to go and see Yellowstone and see all four corners of it with the Boy Scouts and hike up mountains and do incredible things. And then I got to go to the open sky state and look at horses and mountains and beautiful stuff. And then I got to go to Washington and, you know, look at the rainforest. And I got to go to fucking, let's think. I got to go to that border collie ranch and I got to look at how border collies are raised and bred and how they're raised up alongside horses or how they're trained to do herding. Like, it almost makes me like want to cry, like thinking about all like the cool shit that I did that it all was put on hold for until the pandemic is over. And like, I'm vaccinated now, I can do that stuff again. So, but I don't have the momentum anymore. I had a lot of momentum that I've just lost for doing those things. And I need to like, this kickstarting initial thing is going to be very difficult for me. But after that's done, it's going to be fun. Like, I look forward to packing up the motorcycle and heading up the coast and going to Big Sur and bringing you guys along and recording stuff and meeting new people and then having streams where I tell you stories about the stuff that we talked about. But I don't want to bring a camera in everywhere that I go. I want to go experience stuff. And then I'll bring the stories back for you guys, you know? Like, I think that's a more fun way of doing things and it grounds you in life, right? Like, you can read whatever you want on the newspapers or online or on Twitter, but like, you're able to ballast those opinions with like your life experience when you have enough of it there. And that's what I want, is to build that back up so I can ballast a lot of these like opinions and other things that I get from online with like, what is my experience with people in the real world and what is my life experience? And, you know, what is my like common sense, like the conservatives like to tout so much, you know? You may make fun of it, but there is something to that. And I think it's important to keep in mind. We're at level 5 on that hype train, 26% of the way there. Would be amazing if we get that in 2 minutes, but no pressure, fellas. If you have a Prime sub and you haven't spent it on anybody this month, go ahead and check that out and drop it here if you want to. Or if you haven't ever connected your Prime account to your Twitch account, look into it. It gives you a free Prime sub every month, and then you get to show up on the screen and make noise. Honestly, having an Anthony Bourdain style show with BookSmarts would be baller. Oh, that'd be fun. Here's the thing. If the YouTube channel grows, it's much easier to walk up to like the owner of a restaurant and to be like, hey, could I record what's going on in the back? Here's my YouTube channel. I have like so many subscribers and we talk about random stuff and I do traveling. I think it would be really cool to talk about your restaurant or whatever and then be able to do it, right? So I feel like the YouTube is a much more valuable thing for me in terms of like being able to do cool stuff in life. And I have faith that I could do it. And this is something that, like, I've told Supreme, like, maybe I'm a cocky, egotistical piece of shit, but, like, I do think that, like, I could be an internet personality, that I could be successful at this, that I could have a brand built around me, that, like, I could be one of these influencer people. I'm, like, confident in that. And almost to, like, the 99th percentile am I confident in that or whatever. Like, I'm, like, 99% certain that if I work at it, it'll happen. 76%, Jesus Christ. We got, like, less than a minute to go. Thank you, guys. To Bry Guy TV and PGVS and Dom.com. Dom.com. Silverstrad with the gift. Toe Talk. DG, all you guys, thank you so much. Let's see here. If DSP can do it, anybody can. Yeah, I believe, dude. I believe. Wow, thanks. Thank you. Yo, yo, yo to you too, dude. Is that how the hip youngsters say hello? What do you think about the idea of online content creators taking money to politically give certain messages or not give certain messages? Who cares? Like, they get money to talk about a brand or to talk about a product. Like, I don't see the problem with taking money to give political messages. Like, who cares? Like, if you told me that Palestine had secretly paid, like, Vaush to, like, give a charity thing on their back, I don't know if I would really care. But that's just me personally, you know? I think you could find a reason to have a problem with that. It's just I don't look for it. Sure thing, as long as you don't call yourself an influencer. It'll go on my resume, but you won't see it. You 100% can do it if you can deal with all the personal bullshit that comes with it if you have the talent. Thanks. It'll take time, but, like, I think it's possible. Do YouTube donos count? Well, I can check them. I mean, I can look at your guys' supers and shout them out, but I don't think it counts towards the Twitch thing now. I got $5 from Eyes who says, "Hey, Book, what's up?" Not much, dude. The sky, the moon, and all the stars, my brother. That's what's up. What the fuck, Palestine money to Vaush. What is that? Well, he's certainly paid back in dividends, right? Like, they should disclose it, though. Yeah, they probably should disclose it. But again, like, I don't go digging for problems and things that I personally don't care about. I personally don't care. I don't care. I don't think you should be going to influencer people for, like, what you should think politically. Go do that on your own, you know? Like, if you get influenced by your influencer on what political ideas you should believe, like, that's the thing is, like, I want to go back to how I thought before, not as an influencer, not as somebody that gets all this stuff, but as a normal human being. And as a normal human being, if you get all of your political information from these influencer people, there you go. Like, you know, whether they're getting paid outright to give you this information or whether they're getting paid because that's the personality that they put on that believes in this information, like, I see little difference between these two things. So in my opinion, like, they're already doing that because they're getting financially rewarded for continuing, like, whatever ideology it is that they're choosing to push, right? So I don't know. It kind of already is like that. The difference is, like, explicitly getting money from these government groups or whatever. Mike in the super chat says, "Yo, Book, not trying to distract from positivity." Uh-oh, here we go. But did you see Vaush stole your Mike from PA take? What did he steal about it? Thermia released the short on today on YouTube. Can you tell me what that means? I don't understand. I'll look out for your chat in the chat, Mike, but I'm not sure what any of that is. I haven't heard him give a take. Here's the thing, dude. This Vaush guy, like, well, let's think about this real quick. I hope that in the future I get to engage with him and make content with him. I'll say that, right? But I've noticed, like, he's been getting very, like, different lately. He's been behaving very differently based on the clips and shit that I get from you guys, which could just be taken completely out of context. So I'll give you guys that. But I don't know. He said enough weird things about me that I'm like, I don't know if it really matters too much to, like, consider him a lot. So I try not to. I try not to think about it because it's negative. Who cares? He's just a random dude on this website. I need to not think about it too much. If he copies my takes, whatever. My takes are good as fuck. Go ahead, copy him. I don't really care, you know? I'm not in, you know... Don't say that. Never mind. I'm not going to say anything. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know. Need book recommendations. Got the War of Art you recommend after you mentioned. Loving it so far. What are you carrying with you lately? That's pretty much it. I haven't read a lot of books lately. Let's think. I read Nagatoro. If you're into manga, read that. I feel like you have to get your political ideas from somewhere, no? Yeah. It's just between the mainstream media and influencers. I don't know. You can call me a shill. You can call me an asshole, dude. But I think mainstream media is probably smarter to go to than influencer people. That's just my take. Go ahead. Put me up on a fucking, lynch me for that one, dude. I don't care. I feel like there is some anime like plot here be the streamer that can live between both worlds. What? Mike says his Achilles heel being hyper insecurity. I don't know, dude. BookSmarts, not trying to detract from the positivity, so I won't. Really been liking the stream recently. Thanks, dude. You want your ideas to spread, no? Yeah, no, not really. I don't really care, dude. I don't really care. I don't care if my ideas spread. Like, I wish my advice would be taken seriously by the people who my advice is levied at, but in terms of my ideas, I could give a fuck less. Like, different ideas serve different people different ways. Remember when I first started the stream, I was very explicit in explaining to you guys that you shouldn't argue with all the people in your life that disagree with you or have different opinions or have opinions that you think are unpalatable. You shouldn't. I don't think you should, especially if you love that person. If it's a family member, if it's a friend, if it's a parent, like, I'm not sure that in most situations you should be challenging them and wasting energy on debating them about these things. Like, there's a reason why, like, your dad that works for the police department is a Trump supporter, and I'm not sure it's even good for him if you convince him out of it, right? Like, I think that there are people in situations in which these ideas are convenient, they are helpful for socializing, and there are other reasons why they hold these ideas, whether they see that or not, right? Like, I don't think it's worth the energy to do that, and you should spend that energy on loving that person and finding reasons to connect with them before they're gone, because you never know when that's going to happen. What if your dad goes out and gets shot by some BLM dude who was pissed off at the police, right? Like, you don't have a dad anymore, and you wasted all your time arguing with him about Trump, and he's gone. So I think that you shouldn't waste your energy or your time on that stuff. And what people could tell you in private about me is, especially in the last few months, I've been working very hard and not even arguing with my friends about stuff. If I feel like we're going to hit a point where we're getting into an argument, I try to disengage. I tell them, like, I'm doing Zen smarts, dude. I don't want to argue with you about this thing, because I don't want that to be the thing that I spend my time and energy on with the people that I love. Like, I want to just enjoy a conversation with everybody. I want to, like, find reasons to connect, to find reasons to enjoy, because the more and more that you spend your time and energy trying to find everything to, like, disagree with somebody about or dislike about them, you're going to start to paint a different picture of that person. And before you know it, you hate this person, or you think they're stupid, or this, that, or the other thing. It's just not positive. So in my personal life, that's what I try to do. How many, and I don't care if people copy that or if they don't. If you copy it and it works in your life, amazing. But if you're like, if you're gay and your parents hate gay people, like, maybe that is a fight that you want to take up, right? Maybe that is a fight that's important. If you have a significant other who is off-put by the way that your parents treat them, maybe that is the place for you to make that argument. And maybe it was good that you spent all this time loving them so that when you had a fight, it matters. It's about something that's important. It isn't about what their thoughts are about BLM or what their thoughts are about this fucking stupid thing on the television. It's about something that actually is related to, like, your relationship with them or the way that they relate to people that are important to you, right? Like, maybe you should save it for those important things. But in general, I just think you shouldn't, right? But there are times and that advice doesn't apply. And I don't care if people copy it or not, right? I'm just putting it out there, giving my explanation as to why that fits into my life. And if that's a puzzle piece that helps you in yours, you can take it. And if it's not, you don't, right? I don't care if I'm credited with it really at all. It would be nice if I was, but it doesn't matter if I'm not, like, so if you tell me Vaush copied me, oh, well, I don't care. Like, There's only so many opinions to have on somebody like Mike from PA. If he wants to copy it, then go ahead. That's fine. Who cares? Anti-toxicity smarts. Yeah, for today, dude. Yeah, I just don't really argue with my grandma. I just agree with her and try to inject my true thoughts while doing so. Yeah, exactly. Like, if your grandma's talking about how I just almost said a bad word. Let's not be too candid with you guys. Yeah, if your grandma's talking shit about different minorities and stuff or whatever, like, she's giving her opinion very clearly. So just give your opinion and move the fuck on, or don't, you know? Like, it's just, I just hate seeing people that email me, and it's, especially at the beginning, it was clear that people were wasting so much time arguing with their family and stuff because that's what they engage with on YouTube. They're like, hey, like, I started off as, like, you know, a fucking, a person who really liked JonTron, and then I saw him talk to Destiny, and then I really liked Destiny, and then I saw Destiny talk to Vaush, now I really like Vaush, and, anywho, long story short, like, I can't get my parents to budge at all on blah, blah, blah topic. Like, how would I go about this if these are their responses? And it's like, you've been influenced, like, very, very successfully to think that, like, debating is the way that you talk with people, or that that's the default mode because that's what you spend all of your time engaging with. That is what the people that are important to you and your idols do. So, like, you project that into your own life. But being a counterforce to that was really important to me when I first started on this platform, giving a narrative that's contrary to that. Like, hey, like, maybe you don't have to do that. Like, maybe that's not important. Maybe what's more important is loving them. Maybe what's more important is, like, taking all the energy you were going to dedicate to that and reinvesting it somewhere else. You know, like, there are people that look at the budget of the United States and they're like, hey, if we can spend this much on the military, wouldn't it be nice if we took some of that and put it into healthcare or education or, you know, anything else. Thank you for that one. So, you know, like, I used to like doing that, and I just fell out of it, but I'm going to start doing it more. Like, if you guys are going to copy me and everything I say, and, Digi Steve, hello, welcome. If you guys are going to do all that, if you're going to copy me, then I'd rather you copy something that's probably healthy, and I'll put out healthy shit, even if it's boring, even if it's, like, counter to what everybody else is saying. Like, I don't care, dude. I'll just give you the real shit. The real shit, you shouldn't do that. People should just admit to liking Eurovision. What? What does that mean? That's literally me. JonTron, Destiny, Vaush. JonTron sucks. Dumbass alt-right Nash. Jesus Christ. Well, you know, you love a lot of stuff about JonTron. I bet you still do today. He makes funny videos. We can't take that away from him. He's funny. Like, this is something I need to practice more, but I'm going to keep preaching it, is like, maybe we should find the things that we like about people. I like that Vaush is trying to do things with the platform that he has, that he's trying to raise money for causes he cares about, that he's interested in becoming politically involved, you know, that he chooses to, like, in his own misguided, in my opinion, way of, like, justice, he's trying to, like, bring people on that he feels the need to roast or to, like, show that their ideas are, you know, there are things to admire about people that we may find things that are not worth admiring, right? Mike from PA. You know, if you listen to Touring News or other people, like, apparently Mike from PA is, like, a helpful person for going to about organizing information for real life politics things. And I don't doubt that. He has the resume where he has experience in that. That's clear. He's also an asshole on the internet, and he also caters to, like, an audience of whales, and he says things that are mean, and part of his content is about saying things that are, like, jabs at other streamers so that hopefully those streamers cover the drama, and then he gets in front of their audience, like a non-endemic audience, you know? Like, he plays the game in his own way that people disagree with, but everybody does, right? So, you know, maybe trying to find more of the stuff that you like about people. When I first started on here, I was under this impression that I wanted to be friends with everybody, and that it wouldn't be that hard, that all you have to do is find the positive things in people and then you're good. What broke me on that was seeing how being friends with some people precludes you, or whatever, kind of keeps you from, I need to look up preclude, because I've been thinking that maybe I'm using that word wrong, that maybe it means coming to a conclusion sooner rather than, like, excluding you from doing something. Preclude. It's not even proclude. See, I'm fucking up. Prevent from happening or make impossible. Okay, I'm not far off, but I need to say preclude and not proclude. Anywho, fucking, that was a random rant. Yeah, like, just try to find positive things about these people. Maybe focus on the positive stuff, dude. But also, BookSmarts, sometimes it is worth it to talk to your people about the values you hold and try to show them why you hold those beliefs. Yeah, but showing them why you hold the beliefs is different than trying to change their minds on theirs. But you have to meet them where they're at and approach with love first and foremost. Yeah. And you have to not make it your end goal to like change their mind on it, you know? Like that's not important. What's important is not that they change their mind. What's important is that they accept and they validate your opinions even if they don't agree with them, right? In much the same way, you should learn how to validate and be accepting of your parents' opinions even if you disagree with them, even if you disagree with the reasoning behind them. Like maybe we should learn how to like validate each other and become more accepting of each other. But then somebody brings up like a yikers take that their parent could have and how this is not possible. There are exceptions to it for sure, but it's just generally maybe it's better that the rule be that you find the things to love in people rather than find the things to dislike and create a strategy on how to change them, you know, like maybe that's a more healthy way of going about things. Maybe more people that don't debate online all day and don't have the like skill set for communication. Maybe it's easier for those that are the normal people in the world to not play by the advice of arguing with people, instead to play by the advice of loving people, because that's an easier thing to do. You know, like maybe we should give advice that's just easier for most people to handle and not advice that's specific to streamer people or to debate people or to people who are very, very fluent in communication, because it's just not everybody and it's not ever going to be everybody. So, yeah. Sounds like you're almost saying that these content creators are turning people into that annoying relative at Thanksgiving who always brings up politics. Kind of, yeah. But that's because it's their life, right? That's what makes them them. You have family members that are just the politics person. They're annoying because you don't want to talk about politics, and they have their own takes and they're super opinionated and you can't engage with them without arguing, right? But that's who they are. That they're the political uncle. And you just love them for being that. Like, they're the political, all of my crazy political uncle. Like, but he's the same uncle that likes guns and likes going shooting and has respect for the military and like has cool stories about when he was in the Navy or this, that, or the other thing, right? Like, there are other things you can learn to love about that person. Look for the things you can love about them. Look for the things that are interesting about them. Like, look for the things maybe not tinged by these political beliefs, or learn how to separate that from like the important beliefs that they hold or the important lessons that they could impart onto you, right? Like, and you may even be surprised that when you take that approach that you find things in them that you didn't think you were going to, right? Like, have you seen Noah Caldwell Gervais long-form travel videos? I have not, but I'm going to copy-paste this name, and I'm going to put it in another tab and look when the stream is over. That is for damn sure. Let's see here. I still love John Chan. Don't really need to know what funny sound man thinks about complex social issues. That's where I'm at with it, bro. I don't care about this other stuff too much. Is there value in finding positives of all people? I'm not sure what the answer is. Yes. Or for most people, at least, find it in most people. You'll be happier. It's a better skill to invest your time and energy into. You only have so much energy. You only have so much time, and you don't even know how much of either of those things you have on this planet. With us, with me, with your mom, with your dad, with whatever. Like, even if you get reborn, you're gonna lose this save file. You're gonna lose all the progress that you made. So, like, let's be very intentional about what we're leveling up, right? Let's not spend a bunch of time and energy leveling up, arguing maybe. Like, maybe if we spent those same skill points and the same grind time on like loving people, maybe we turn into a better person, right? Like, maybe becoming more practiced at finding things to enjoy about other people produces a better version of you than if you would have spent that same time and energy in becoming a better debate person or becoming a better arguer or whatever the fuck you want to do based on Twitch people. Like, maybe it's better to invest the time into the other thing. Maybe you come out better at the end of the tunnel because of that. That's why I still like religion, and my small community and the community preaches acceptance and love more than schools or the government. And I like religion too, but other people don't, you know, but they're good for that. You're doing good work, Bookie, trying to find more empathy between people. Yeah, I want to get back to that, dude. I want to get back to that. Not this fucking, all this shit, dude. Based? Yeah, I guess, dude. Is stream dying for anyone else? Uh-oh. It shouldn't be. On my end, it says that it's doing fine. But how will I dunk on them? Don't dunk on them. Maybe dunk on random internet weirdos who do this for fun. Maybe go on the DGG Discord and argue with people under a fake name. Maybe go do that. If that's what you like doing and you're an emotional terrorist and you just want to piss people off, go do that. Like, please do not come to my Discord with that shit because you will get booted. But like, yeah, go somewhere where that's a fun thing to do and go battle in the arena. That's fine. If that's something that you like doing, just treat it as like a side thing, but don't let that drift over into your life, right? Like, because I don't think it has a positive influence on it. I used to argue with my family a lot. I don't anymore. The hardest thing, though, I tell them if you don't really want to talk about politics, don't tell me because I will argue with them. But they still say, yeah, they're dumb shit. Yeah. But have you heard what Jesus said about Buddha on Twitter? Outrageous. All right, we're done with this. Oh God, yeah. The day I learned that being a shitty debate bro was not the way to argue with my parents was the best day of my life. Now I like find it really difficult to watch debate bros. And that's the other thing is like, the only worry that I have is that by making this message clear to you guys, it makes those other people who I personally find to like be friends or colleagues that I respect unpalatable to you, right? Because they can be. Steven has become unpalatable in some of the conversations he has. I have to click away because I cannot stand it anymore. Last night, Supreme and I were reviewing a conversation that he had with Steven, where they were kind of talking after the Wolf Talk about some takes that Supreme had and some things that Supreme was confused about in terms of Steven's position. And it was hilarious to see Steven like mischaracterize the way the conversation had went, or to kind of trick Supreme into these like clock is wrong or even a wrong clock is right twice a day kinds of thing. Like, it was just upsetting to me to see how he operates, especially with somebody else who I like and I respect, right? So like, it may be that you start to feel that these people are unpalatable. And if that's the case, like, I feel bad about that, but maybe it's for the best that you grow out of it. I'm not sure. They're cool for other stuff. It's just maybe the debate stuff is a little too much. The internet told me religion is cringe, but now I miss people knowing my name and saying hi whenever I see them. Yeah, community, right? Like, religion may be cringe to some people who are atheists or to somebody who had parents that beat them and didn't let them be the person they wanted to be. Like, we want to be more balanced in this, right? There are reasons that people think religion is cringe. Like, if you're looking at gay Twitter and trans Twitter, LGBTQ plus Twitter, it may be that some of these people had parents or family members who reject their very identity, and that's why they think religion is cringe. That's why they hate religious people. That's why they have so much fervor when it comes to arguing against religious faith and doctrine and all these other things. In community, they don't care because they weren't invited into that community. They were excluded from it, right? So there are people for whom it makes sense that they hold this position, but then they go out on Twitter and they shout that into the void and they create a chorus of this opinion that forces other people into sync with it, when those other people that were forced into sync with it do have community and religion. They do have people they love in the church or in their temple or in their synagogue or wherever, and they actually don't have reason to hate religion the way these other people have reason to hate religion, right? So like, everybody has their own fights and everybody has their own things that they believe in for particular reasons. Just don't let your reason be that you read it online. Don't let your reason be that people on Twitter said it, so now you believe it. Like, maybe your reason should be more personal to you. I don't care if you hate religion. Like, you may have a reason for that, but if you don't think about that, right? Like, I don't know. And if you have more reason to love it, then accept that maybe. I'm not sure. Let's see here. My issue is that I want to understand the people in my life, regardless if we agree or not. But it seems like a lot of people take it as a personal affront to question how they view the world, because they don't think too deeply into their belief systems. And a lot of people don't. And it's going to make them uncomfortable. So maybe you don't have to do that. Maybe you can get the implication of how deep that system goes without showing to the other person that there is no depth to it, right? Like, there's ways of asking questions and deducing how deep somebody considers a belief. And I think you're more interested in knowing how deep the belief went, right? Because the moment you realize it's a shallow belief, you should disengage. There's no point in drilling further. It only goes a foot deep, right? So if you ask level 1 or 2 questions and it's clear that this is a shallow belief, Don't continue with 3 and 4 and 5 and all these other like prodding questions to like get at the meta level of how they think about things, because it will make them uncomfortable. Maybe just disengage at level 2 and go, oh, okay, that's how far that goes. That's okay. That's how most people work. That's fine. Most people, for most of their ideas that they espouse, even me, giving some of my beliefs, like, they go as deep as they needed to go, and different people have a threshold for that. If they're surrounded by people at work that all believe in it, or like you guys in Twitter, if all the people on Twitter believe in it, like maybe you can't even defend some of the stuff that you believe. And if I really ask you pointed questions to make a fool out of you, I probably could, right? So you could do that to anybody. And if that's your goal, maybe you should stop at level 2. But, because otherwise you're going to make them feel uncomfortable. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes to feel like somebody's questioning like the validity of their beliefs or their thought, whatever. No, people don't like that. I almost convinced myself to hate one of my best friends, a guy I've known for years, a guy who's helped me through a lot of stuff. I recently reconnected with him, and my God, am I happy I didn't lose him for good. Fuck that. Yeah, like don't let that shit happen, dude. It's like I keep saying, you don't know when life is over for you, and you don't know what comes next. Like what if it is that when you die, you wake up in a place called heaven and you're surrounded by the people that you loved? How awkward is it going to be to have to face that best friend and to like have to like contend with the fact that you were so rude to them in your previous life, and that you chose to do that despite the fact that like once you got to heaven, that was one of the people that you loved, right? Like these religious ideas and like hypotheticals, I think, are the most helpful parts of like philosophy, because they force you into thinking about a better way of living life today. And I think that that's maybe something to think about. Book, how does one become this based? Sit on this chair over here for like 4 hours and do nothing but think and take notes, maybe. I don't know. That's what I do. Have you completely grown out of it though, or just the new content? I still sometimes take peeks at the old debates between Destiny and Eric Stryker or Sargon and I get entertained, but I don't enjoy seeing it as much as I did. Let's see here. Let's see. Honestly, finding out that phrasing, doing good and being kind in terms of Jesus, it made talking to my super Catholic mom 10 times easier. Yeah, just like learn how to communicate with them at their level. It's a real chicken and egg situation with someone's political beliefs and their personalities. Yikes. What would the difference be between a shallow or deep perspective? Is it like being morally lucky? No, it's like... I'm trying to find an example that's not yikers. Because I want to give you an example. I feel like that's the best, but I can't think of anything that's not going to be like contentious. It's not anything to do with morally lucky, because morally lucky just assumes that you think they have the right position, they stumbled into it. So that's just a shallow perspective that you happen to think is correct. But the shallow and deep thing is just like how much have they thought about the thing? Like how much supporting information have they already considered consciously that support or deny the claim that they're making or they're arguing against? That's it. Let's see. Does Supreme run the Sensible Socialist podcast? No. They're Wicked Supreme on Twitch. Just give the yikers no, I don't want to. It's not worth it. I was going to talk about like there are reasons why certain people hate religious people or certain religions, or why certain people hate certain races, or they hate certain ethnicities, or this, that, or the other thing. Like sometimes people have their own reasons to do things, and they're not coming from any like logical thinking about it. They had 1 or 2 people or a family in their early life that was like this and was evil, and somebody told them that it's because of X or because of Y, and they hold on to that for the rest of their life, like... Some people are shallow at that level, but they've held on to the idea for so long that they've constantly looked for examples to back it up, and then they build up their whole idea of what a race is like, or what an ethnicity is like, or what one of the L's, the G's, the B's, the T's, the Q's, or the A's are like, right? Like, so it's just, it's difficult. It's a difficult thing, the way that the world works and the way that people form ideas. Can you analyze Destiny's No, I'm not going to. Okay. I think it's time that we get into the actual content for today, because I don't know how long I've been ranting, but it feels like it's probably too long. An hour? Good God. Yeah, it's time. All right. I need a link. Give me a link. First link I want is this Vaush thing. Vaush and Vaush talking about what's his name? Talking about David Pakman. We'll do that one first, and then we'll do the Mike from PA thing, and then we'll be done. Okay, I promise. I know it's on the Omniliberal account, so let me look there and see if that's a Twitch clip that I can rewind or not. Let's see here. Omniliberal. How come he doesn't show up? He's not in my feed. Let's see here. So if anybody could give me a link to that video with a timestamp where he starts talking about Deepak, that would be helpful. Let's see here. The Zionist clip? Yeah, the Zionist clip. But I don't want the clip. I want to watch the video because I want to live in the before and after of it. The before and after of the clip. I want to watch that. Sorry I said I live. I'm like reading chat at the same time. I live in a small town in Mexico. The other day, I saw a very old farmer that used to be our neighbor. I asked how he had been through the pandemic. He didn't know that there was one. That's crazy. This is okay. Let's see here. Also, we shouldn't assume discursive reason is universally the best way to form I don't even know what the fuck that means. So no idea, dude. All right, here's a Twitch clip, but I'm not sure if this is what I want. Although Twitch clips are timestamped, so there is that. David Pakman calls out Vaush's charity stream for being connected to
Can you do a shout out to Vaush's charity stream and Twitch?
Okay, hold on. I'll go switch screens here. Okay, so clip number 1. This is from oh shit, this is broken. One sec. Let me go back to just chatting and grab that code there for the chat box because it's all messed up now. Let's see here. Chat box. Copy this. Copy. Okay, back to the YouTube thing. Go back to my chat box. Look, I'm not even getting mad at technical problems today. I'm a god amongst men, dude. I don't know why this isn't working, actually, because it should be. Let's see. Properties. Refresh content of the current page. Okay. Can you guys start typing ooh or something? It should be working now. Yeah, okay. It's working. Okay, no ooze. How the fuck was Vaush anti-Semitic? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I checked Vaush's YouTube channel. The VOD isn't viewable. Why would he make his 24-hour stream not viewable? It's the VDS people again. Please watch more than just the clip. He clarified in the next sentence. Who did? Deepak or Vaush? Because we'll do it with both. The Zen Smarts habit is paying off. Yeah, maybe, dude. Maybe I need to meditate as much as a fucking monk in order to do this. It's a YouTube error. You can rewind the clip though. Let's watch the full video. May as well. And we'll wait 10.5 years for Twitch to load. There was an issue with YouTube recording streams over 12 hours. Oh. Isn't that convenient? An Israeli YouTube error? I hope not, dude. Yeah, he unlists all YouTube streams, but the YouTube VODs can be found in a playlist on the channel. All right, well, we'll check that out in a second. If anybody wants to get a timestamp version of that in another tab, I would be in your debt. So if you want to do that, just let me know. I'm going to move this over to here. There we are. Okay, let's get into it. Oh, God, please be timestamped.
Shout out to Vaush's.
Okay, cool. Well, we definitely don't want this on 1080p source because that's going to take 10.5 years to... Oh, my Lord. Really? I don't have any other option? Wow. Okay, big shot. I guess I can only do 1080p for you. Whatever. $9.99 from Sleepy Keys. Pardon the parlance, but I've always seen BookSmarts as breadth and life experience as depth, if you catch my drift. What? I feel like that's worded very strangely. Jesus, Twitch takes so long. Yeah, it really does. It's awful. That's why I dual stream to YouTube.
Charity stream and Twitch raid. He's raised money for Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Hold on a second. That rings a bell to me.
This is beyond laggy.
Yeah, Palestine Children's Relief Fund has been criticized due to its financial affiliation with the Holy Land Foundation, which was shut down for suspected funneling of donations to terrorist organizations.
Okay, let's look it up. What is it called? Palestine Children's Relief Fund? Oh, look at us. We're super sleuthing now. All right, let's see. The PCRF was established in 1992, yada, yada. Okay. Well, let's just check out the Wikipedia. Why not? Maybe there will be something about problems in here. It says this on Wikipedia. Well, we're about to read it, so it doesn't matter. Humanitarian praise. Criticism. The PCRF has been criticized in the past due to an attempted donation from the Holy Land Foundation. Which was shut down by the United States government because it was suspected of funneling donation. Ah, okay, here. So it was criticized due to an attempted donation. So this organization called the Holy Land Foundation had attempted to donate money to them. And that organization was shut down by the U.S. government because it was suspected of funneling donations to terrorist organizations. So the criticism is that they almost got a donation from a bad place. Okay. The Holy Land Foundation has asked the U.S. Treasury Department allow a transfer of $50,000 from its accounts. Okay, and they continue to ask for it. Interesting. Well, let's actually read this to make sure that the no Vaush YouTube editor came on here and fucked with the Wikipedia article. Because here's the other thing. I mean, if you guys really want to check the edit logs, we could on the Wikipedia. But one thing you might want to keep in mind when something is related... Why is this blocked? Is related to adult content, which is a category you've blocked. Why would I block that? I don't want to block it. Wait, what? I don't think I blocked adult content. Can we turn this off? Let's go ahead and remove from Chrome. Let's do that. Thank you. Why did you choose to do this? Well, it's none of those options, so... Fuck, man. Did that really just get rid of what I was just looking at? God damn it. Man, now I'm pissed. All right, now we have to look everything up again. Back to the fucking... back to the Wikipedia, back to the source. Oh no, the rage meter. Yeah, now we're starting to get a rage meter, dude. Just use a private tab. Shut up, dude. Sorry, not shut up. I'm figuring it out. Don't tell me what to do. The PCRF has been criticized, yada, yada, yada. Okay, we click the source. We go down. It's number 9. Charity seeks to blah, blah, blah. New York Times. We can trust it. All right, let's see. This was published in 2004, so a long-ass time ago. The Holy Land Foundation, one of the three turning. There is no precedent for transferring money from one charity to another, but Juan C. Zarate, Deputy Assistant Treasury Secretary for Terrorist Financing, has said he is favorably disposed toward the idea in spite of the legal... Wait, what? Lawyers for the two other charities whose assets were impounded, the Global Relief Foundation and the Benevolence International Foundation, have said that legal bills have eaten up virtually all of their money. Why does he have a title like this? Who has the title of Deputy Assistant Treasury Secretary for Terrorist Financing? What? Let's see. For immediate relief services.
Hey Book, I love you so much I struggle to keep up with your content but I'll support you.
Aww,
Forever
thanks.
and I like your messages in a bottle to VOD chat.
I'll keep them coming then. Thanks for the sub. I appreciate it. The Palestine Children's Relief Fund is an interfaith organization. Yada yada. I mean, it just sounds like they're doing cool shit, and that some terrorist organization wanted to give them money, and they still want to give them money because their money's fucked. Okay. Wait. Why is this significant at all? Who cares? Why is this criticism of them? Do we have any other source on this? These are both from the same source too. Okay. I'm a level with you, David. I don't see why this is that big of a deal, but we could keep listening. Maybe he explains.
So no, that's not something I'm going to get involved in. That's not a good connection.
Huh?
Daniel Johnson says, David, have you gotten any Shiba Inu tokens? The next Dogecoin. Buy Shiba Inu, everyone. I've had Dogecoin for months. Don't know anything about
Okay, is he just going to continue? Okay. He's just going
Shiba
to
Inu.
talk randomly for the rest of this?
Dominic says, I did indeed.
Okay. Well, there's that. Okay. You can rewind the clip, though. Why would I rewind the clip? I already heard it. Have you ever heard of civil society? It seems to me like an infractional dispute between, I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck that is, to be honest. What's weird about Deepak here is that he already knew about the charity. He seemed to. Yeah, he seemed to. He seemed to remember this very specifically, this one part of the Wikipedia article. Let's read the rest about this organization while we're here. The Palestine Children's Relief Fund is a registered 501c3 concerned people in the U.S. to address the medical and humanitarian crisis facing Palestinian youths in the Middle East. The main objective of the PCRF is to locate in the U.S. free medical care for children who cannot be adequately treated in the Middle East. Okay. PCRF is the main organization regularly sending injured and sick Arab children to the U.S. and Europe for free care that is not available to them there. Since 1992, over 1,000 children have been or currently are being treated outside of the Middle East through the PCRF. That sounds kind of cool. Palestine Children's Relief Fund sends medical equipment, supplies, and American medical personnel to the region to treat difficult cases and train Palestinian surgeons. I like that last part. Several injured or sick children are being treated in the U.S. for free. Palestine Children's, volunteers. Yeah, I don't know. This is an interesting thing here. Former President Jimmy Carter issued a video endorsement of the organization, and that was 2 years after their controversy here in 2004. So, and then 2009, it received 4 stars by the Charity Navigator, an independent evaluator of charity's fiscal management. Has received support and endorsements from Senator. Okay, who's editing this? I wonder. Let's go to view history here. Let's see. Ooh. The 19th of May, 2021. Somebody's noting here that read the source and no criticism. Where is this at, though? In the talk. Let's go to talk then. Footnotes 8 and 9 supposedly supporting the assertion that the PCRF's reputation has been quote-unquote harmed by their association with another charity don't link to anything. This assertion should be removed until someone can provide support for it. Preceding unsigned comment by blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I'm going to have to be real with you that even though they found a source for this, I'm not sure that it should be included in the criticism section, because the criticism doesn't seem to have anything to do with the PCRF. It seems to have to do with these other organizations which wanted to transfer money to the PCRF. I don't think that's like I don't really even think that should be in this Wikipedia article. I might log in later and put something in here because I honestly think that criticism section has problems. But yeah, that's just my opinion. There is a second part to the Deepak comment. Is there? Can you link me a clip to it? Because this Twitch thing kind of sucks. He only has 1080p, so I'm kind of fucked with it. Can you, because my computer, I'm trying to run the stream at the same time. Could you clip the second part and just put it in the chat so I could watch a clip of it? And bonus points if you give me a streamable link, because Twitch kind of sucks. But yeah, that's my take on this. Now, I'm going to ask a really stupid question, guys, and you're going to give me an expected answer here. Did anybody that covered this drama with Deepak, did anybody actually look at the Wikipedia article or read the history on it or anything? Because, like, this gets back to, like, trying to change the way that people do stuff on here. I don't even think that people know that you can look at this stuff on Wikipedia, because I've brought this up with students in tutoring a lot, and everybody's surprised that you can even look at this stuff. But it's important, because especially if you're dealing with like a really popular article or one that's come up in like whatever's going on in the world, like people can fuck with the articles sometimes, and it becomes clear that they're fucking with it if you just read this. I don't think that's the case here, but it's clear to me that they have problems with. It's clear to me they have problems with that last section.
Hello, you magnificent man, you are.
Oh, thanks, Onion7. I appreciate it. Thanks for calling me magnificent. Nah, fam. Hot takes with conclusions I like. Oh, okay. Yeah, there is really nothing to criticize, but Deepak was wrong to knee-jerk. Yeah, I think Deepak might be knee-jerking here. I mean, if he just doesn't want to support Palestine, that's okay, which I think is what Vaush's assumption is going to be, that he just doesn't want to support Palestine, so he just finds whatever reason not to like this charity. But I feel like that's a big jump. I don't know if you can conclude that just from him not doing his research on this. Who cares if David is a Zionist or not? Deepak was overly critical and Vaush was anti-Semitic. Well, was he anti-Semitic? Let's go ahead and get the next clip. Let's go to the Omniliberal's Twitter account real quick. Twitter. All right, let's check out the Omniliberal thing. Then watch Deepak's vid after? Probably not. It doesn't seem like Deepak's reading. Like, I'm not... Okay. Here's another thing. Man, do I want to say this? I have a very high bar for people that want to call themselves experts. I have a very high bar for people that want to say they research something. I have a pretty high bar for like that kind of stuff. And at least part of that bar is doing like what I just did. But people don't do that ever at all. So I have way too high of a bar. So I have problems with people that do stuff like that. But I don't feel it's worth commenting on because it just doesn't matter. Let's see. What's the Omniliberals account? Because I can't find it. I have no idea why. I'm sure I can scroll through. Actually, wait, hold on. We might get negative things in my Twitter. Can somebody give me a link? Vaush's take came after being awake for 28 hours. Well, I'm not looking to create excuses, dude. I'm looking to watch the clip. Okay, somebody gave me a Twitter link. Thank you for that. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and crack into this one. Oh, boy. Together we can. All right, Hillary. Let's see. Imagine trying to virtual signal this hard Lamau. What did they say? Saying Israel is representative of all Jews is massively disrespectful. Should we call this the final solution? Uh-oh. What happened here? Abolish Israel. Fuck all the way off with all of your milquetoast solutions that involve Israel's continued existence. An apartheid ethno-state in military occupation has no right to exist. Every moment of the 73 years Israel has existed has proven this. Abolish it. Damn, bro. Okay. Someone's got an opinion. Then he says, should we call this the final solution? Okay, now I get it. Oh, that's going to be a yikes for me. Central Committee on Twitch told his Discord community to lie and report me for nudity and gore because I watched at the Demon Mama real review of a Who cares? If any large content creator who thinks I am deranged or just spiteful in regards to my Israel/Palestine takes, feel free to yeah, of course, dude, because you just want content. This motherfucker, he's masked off today on Twitter. Holy shit, dude. Yeah, we get it, dude. You say crazy stuff and then you just want people to come on your show. We know, dude. We know. Let's see. Where's the clip that I'm looking for? How far down do I have to scroll for this shit? Who's Nicole? Nicole's cool. Nicole's an Oiler. If we're thinking of the same Nicole, Nicole is a person on the Destiny Discord who's kind of cool. She argues about stuff. Where is it? Thank you for that. Here, I'll just click that. Destiny with the low tier bait. Yeah, it's so low tier he had to make a whole tweet explicitly asking these people to come on. That's unusual. And he added them, so you know it's crazy. Nicole is BadBunny. Oh, okay. I had no idea. Told you Destiny is in a bad mood today. Maybe he lost money in crypto or something. We are not talking about the same Nicole. Clearly not, dude. You guys are talking about BadBunny. Can't wait to see Book on Destiny subreddit later. I can't even post in there. I don't have enough karma. Can you guys believe that? If I go to Reddit and I go to Destiny's Reddit, I literally can't even post on here. I'm literally not allowed because I only have 5 karma. I literally only have 5 karma. I can't post shit on Reddit, dude. I'm not allowed to post in there. I asked him if he could like lift the restriction for me or whatever, and he's just like, that's not possible, dude. You're fucked. Damn. Rip. 26 hours into this stream. Okay, Jesus Christ.
David Pakman says you're funding. Oh, no.
I pressed pause, Twitch. I pressed pause. Okay, let's set this bad boy to 480p. Go back. Set this thing to 1.5 for all my slow folks at home. And let's make this theater mode. Let us help you karma farm. I'm pretty sure that's against the TOS. How did you get only 5 karma? I'm not allowed to post anywhere, so my base takes don't get upvotes. How much do you need? 20. I have a subreddit already. We have the BookSmarts subreddit. It's just nobody posting it. I never plug it, so nobody has any idea. But yeah, there's a BookSmarts subreddit. Book, you need comment karma. Just link a Reddit comment saying hi to us. Let's not, you know, that's against TOS. I'm pretty sure we can't do that. Let's just be quiet for a second. Post a Q&A in the subreddit and you'll, ooh, that's a smarter idea. See, that's not walking this line of post hi and get upvotes, but a Q&A, I could do that. I could do a Q&A. Anywho, okay, let's get into this.
Charity stream and Twitch raid. He's raised money for Palestine Children's Relief Fund. Hold on a second. That rings a bell to me. Let me look that up. Yeah, Palestine Children's Relief Fund has been criticized due to its financial affiliation with the Holy Land Foundation, which was shut down for suspected funneling of donations to terrorist organizations. So no, that's not something I'm going to get involved in. That's not a good connection.
I'm just realizing now that he says because of his connection, like, but what is the connection, Deepak? They just tried to donate money. It's not like they have like some formal connection, at least not one that was outlined in what we read of the New York Times article. So I feel like, and that's not even what the Wikipedia page said. The Wikipedia page is explicit in mentioning that it was because of the donation. And that wasn't because of an edit from Vaush's community, because Vaush clarifies that, which is why I wanted to check the edit logs to make sure that wasn't the case when Deepak Googled it. But yeah, what Deepak was looking at in that Wikipedia article should have explicitly said that it was because of an attempted donation and not because of any like formal connection between the organizations. So how he made this jump, I'm not sure, but it's interesting.
Can you do a shout out to Vaush's charity?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Deepak is a Zionist. That's not surprising to me. Just so you guys know.
Oh, no. Okay, so that's what they're mad about. Okay. Let me just make sure that that's not a term with super negative connotations, just to check. Let's just make sure we're all working with the similar definitions here. A supporter of Zionism, a person who believes in the development and protection of a Jewish nation in what is now Israel. Is this, I mean, if you don't like Israel, you probably don't like this, but I don't see how this is like inherently an awful thing. Ideology and a nationalist. Oh, well, if it's a nationalist, well, that's kind of among the Jewish people that espouses the reestablishment of and support for a Jewish state centered in the area roughly corresponding to Canaan, the Holy Land, or the region of Palestine. Well, that's much more specific. That's not just supporting like the existence of Israel. That's supporting like them taking land in Palestine. Modern Zionism emerged, blah, 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 as a national revival movement, newer ways of anti-Semitism as a response to Haskalah, or Jewish Enlightenment. Soon after this, most leaders of the movement associated the main goal with creating the desired state in Palestine. Then an area controlled by the Ottoman Empire. Okay. Zionism posited a negation of Jewish life in the diaspora and, until 1948, perceived its primary goal as an ideal. Okay, I don't care about back in the day, dude. I want to know about now. Since the establishment of the State of Israel in 1948, Zionism has continued primarily to advocate on behalf of Israel and to address threats to its continued existence and security, which is different. But if it's connected to this other thing about taking Palestine, it's probably not the greatest. A religious variety of Zionism supports Jews upholding their Jewish identity, defined as adherence to religious Judaism, opposes the assimilation of Jews into other societies, and has advocated the return of Jews to Israel. Okay, here's part of the problem. The return of Jews to Israel is a means for the Jews to be a majority nation in their own state. Where is this coming from? Encyclopedia of Nationalism. Well, that's going to give a tinge to it. Let's keep reading. A variety of Zionism called Cultural Zionism, founded and represented most prominently by Ahad Ha'am, fostered a secular vision of a Jewish spiritual center in Israel. That sounds a little bit better. Unlike Herzl, the founder of political Zionism, Ahad Ha'am strive for Israel to be a Jewish state and not merely a state of Jews. Okay. Advocates of Zionism view it as a national liberation movement for the repatriation of a persecuted people residing as minorities in a variety of nations to their ancestral homeland. Critics of Zionism view it as a colonialist, racist, and exceptionalist ideology that led advocates to violence during Mandatory Palestine. What is this? Mandatory Palestine. Geopolitical entity established between 1920 and 48 in the region of Palestine under the followed by the exodus of Palestinians and the subsequent denial of their right to return to lands. Okay, so if you support Israel and the politics of Israel, does that necessarily make you a Zionist? Like, if you support Israel but you don't like what they're doing with the Jewish, like if you like the state of Israel and you want it to continue to exist, but you disagree with Netanyahu and the policies of the government, like, can you exist in that zone? Because I feel like if you can, I'm not sure if I have a problem with that. Like, if you want the Israel to stay a state, but you would like to see like political upheaval or something, or like to change the way it's working, are you still a Zionist? Depends on your definition. Yeah, technically supporting a two-state solution works as Zionism. Look, Vaush has some pretty spicy takes, blah, 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 blah. There are multiple sects of... okay, hold on. I have to go to the restream chat. There are multiple sects of Zionism, so it's hard to say. To be honest, the only time I heard the word Zionist in real life is when somebody wants to insult Jewish people to the point it came back as a shock for me to learn it wasn't just a slur. Zionism seems to be everywhere from Israel existing to Israel being an ethno-state. Well, that makes it a not very helpful term, because we would need to know the way that Vaush is wording it, right? Or like what Vaush means. If Zionism just means that you're supportive of the Israeli state, like maybe that's not like an awful thing to call somebody. But if when you say Zionist, you mean like they literally want to like retake Palestinian land and populate it with Jewish settlers from around the world to escape persecution and retake the Holy Land of Canaan, like maybe that's a little bit worse. So it's really going to depend on what he means by it. But I don't know if this is like Book, my Israeli friend is in the position you describe and self-proclaims a Zionist. Okay. Calling a Jewish person a Zionist without any real indication is bad. I don't know about this without any real indication. I think the indication for him is this knee-jerk reaction to like shut down that thing. But yeah, I don't think it's like, I don't think it's a good indication. I don't think it's one-to-one at all. I think it's probably not fair to jump to the conclusion he's a Zionist just because he disagrees with your charity. But, you know, Vaush has this thing. I saw it in a clip that he had where he was talking about me, where he says I have the DGG brain rot or something because I criticized him because I said that he was lying in a debate. Why I have DGG brain rot? Because I levied a criticism at him in a conversation with Steven? I'm not sure. But anybody that watches my content knows, if anything, I'm like hella disillusioned with Steven, and that's just been like an ongoing thing. So, you know, maybe he's just levying like an unfair knee-jerk reaction to somebody who's kind of taking a hit at something that he cares about. That would be my guess here. That's a fairly human thing to do. But you could be upset about it and say that it's not good for him to levy that, and I think that's fine. But that does seem to be the way that he operates. If BookSmarts watches for like 2 more minutes, he'll get more context. Okay, but I want to know what Zionism means. Why would Vaush call Deepak a Zionist after he criticizes fundraiser? Because he's ass, man, dude. I'm a Zionist and okay. I'm a Zionist and also an atheist and pro-Palestinian. Zionism is, in most basic definition, is the right for Jewish people for self-determination. From here, the spectrum changes by holding other positive positions, from labor to nut job fanatic. It's used today mostly as masking anti-Semitism by people who strawmanning and imposing different definition for it and applying hasty generalization, de facto dehumanizing like 90% of the Jewish people who identify by that label with different definition. Okay. 95% sure Vaush uses it as an anti-Jewish dog whistle. Why would he be anti-Jewish, though? Why do you think that? Like, I would be anti the idea of taking all the land from the Palestinians so that you could put Jewish settlers in there and live some fantasy that it says in your holy book. Like, that's probably fucked. But if Israel wants to, like, populate unpopulated land that they already have control over, maybe that's less bad. Maybe it's less bad that they want to like protect Israel as like a state itself without expanding it. Like, that's probably fine. But I do get that this is like an area where I could say some things you could massively disagree with it. Remember, I'm uneducated, so I'm just saying whatever. Interview Vaush if you can. I don't know if he's down for that. He seems like he doesn't like me anymore. Vaush supports a 2-state solution, yet he doesn't call himself a Zionist. Interesting. Okay. Well, we'll keep watching this thing here. You should look into why Vaush got banned off Twitch in the first place. Because of his comments about Israel, right? Book, I'll be real with you. I feel like understanding a partial point of the Israeli-Palestine conflict, even just the definition of Zionist, will be a multi-stream effort. Yeah, that's fine. I just have to do something. I have to like at least look up where does this definition go?
What the fuck? Sam, what is that?
Focus.
Hi, buddy.
Hi. Thanks for that, Clint Feedwood. The political movement was formally established by the Austro-Hungarian at the time the movement sought to encourage Jewish migration to Ottoman Palestine. Assimilation. Yeah, I can see how this gets bad. Anywho, let's keep listening.
The source, or like the assertion that he's referring to there, is an old one, and it stems from like the charity has assisted children, and those children's parents were associated with an organization associated with Hamas.
Well, that's not what we read at all. Wait, what? That they were helping children and the children's parents were associated with Hamas? Maybe he's thinking of something different, but that's not at all what the article said. At least Deepak had the decency to Google the Wikipedia thing, because this doesn't seem to line up with the Wikipedia page. Could be something different that he's referring to, but it certainly wasn't what Deepak was referring to. Can someone give me a TLDR of why it's okay to call Deepak a Zionist? I don't think anybody's going to provide that to you. I hear a lot of Nick Fuentes type call people Zion. Well, who cares? Guys, don't start with that shit. Like, I don't care about this. Like, well, the Nazis use it this way. Like, well, let's not focus on how the Nazis use it. I don't know. Like, I don't associate this dude with Nick Fuentes and Nazis. So I'm not sure, like, projecting the way that Nazis use it onto Vaush is like a very fair thing to do to the guy. So I don't know if I'm going to incorporate that into my thinking on it.
Talking like multiple layers deep. The problem is that Hamas is pretty broadly integrated into Palestine. They have their hands in a lot of things. I mean, they're one of the dominant power structures there, of course. So pretty much everything in...
Which is unfortunate, right? Like, just to be clear. It is like an unfortunate thing, isn't it? The Nazis drink milk because... Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
In Palestine is about 2 degrees of separation from Hamas, and people will use this as an excuse to label everything they don't like as terrorist sympathizers. And it's a way, essentially the legitimizing mechanism that allows Israel to do what it does over there.
Damn,
yeah,
that's putting a lot on the shoulders of
an
Deepak,
incredibly
though.
irresponsible mentality, and I think this is definitely a major blind spot for David Pakman.
Damn, all that from that one clip? Do you have, like, other information of stuff that Deepak has said that's, like, fueling this belief? Because he literally just read a Wikipedia article half-assedly and said he doesn't like the charity. I'm not getting all this other stuff. Like, the only other bit that I know that would relate him to Israel at all is the fact that he's Jewish. But I know that people are making the jump that that's why he called him a Zionist, and then he's being anti-Semitic because of that. But, like, I mean, I could see that, since that's the only other information that I have personally that I know about Deepak that could lead to this. But it could be he's heard other things from Deepak. I'm not sure.
Which is unfortunate. But I saw him getting some criticism from his followers, it seemed, because he wasn't talking about anything going on in Israel.
Okay, so this is past the clip. So FYI, right? Like, this is past the clip that was shared on the Omniliberal Twitter account. So now we're into uncharted territory. Let's see where this stream goes. And like, people keep giving him the excuse for it. This is 26 hours in. I get really mean after 4 hours of streaming. So, like, I'm sympathetic to that, you know. I don't think we should let that, like, get people out of things, right? But if he walks it back within, like, 2 minutes of saying it, like, that's probably fine. I walk stuff back 2 minutes after saying it. I think that's a reasonable thing. Like, maybe overextended. Let's see if that happens here.
Israel, Palestine, and I think the reason why is because he thinks Israel's in the right, which kind of goes against the predominant left-leaning narrative right now. So he didn't want to talk about it because he knew it would only bring him controversy and drama. You know? I'm not saying he's like some...
It's funny to hear Vaush say that, because sometimes I get the feeling that Vaush just says things, or used to a lot more than now. He just says things because it's what's popular in the leftist sphere.
Book fucker.
That's an interesting criticism. Can I listen to that one more time? I'm just
some hardcore net dominant
fascinated
left-leaning
by
narrative right now going on. Which, yeah, it's I think it's an incredibly irresponsible mentality, and I think this is definitely a major blind spot for David Pakman.
So I don't think it's an irresponsible mentality. I think he was irresponsible in not reading the Wikipedia article at all, but...
Which is unfortunate, but... I saw him getting some criticism from his followers, it seemed, because he wasn't talking about anything going on in Israel, Palestine, and I think the reason why is because...
Okay, so David's coverage is not going over anything Israel-Palestine related because Vaush suspects that it's... because he holds an opinion that's not popular right now, and that's why he's choosing not to cover it. Okay. As someone who, like, when they have an unpopular opinion, finds value in giving that to a Twitch audience, I don't know. I mean, it would seem to me that that's the case, but unlike you folks in the political sphere, I don't have to, like, grift to an audience for all of my... No, I'm just kidding. But there is something to that. Like, I don't have to, like... My brand and stuff is around being critical, and oftentimes it's like being critical in ways that other people are not. So if I see a problem that other people aren't talking about or not talking at the level that I want to talk about it at, that's like a really good thing for me. So I see that as like good content to make. So this is an interesting position for me to hear, but I suppose for the politics people, this is the case, that they want to play to like their audience and what their audience is thinking and what's popular for them. But I don't know. I don't watch enough of Deepak's content to know if he's that kind of creator. But it's an interesting claim. 100% book will criticize anyone. Yeah. Anti-Semitism is not exclusive to Nazis or alt-righters. There has been a resurgence of leftist anti-Semitism that will repeat talking points of Hamas. Okay. I don't know any of the Hamas talking points, but maybe you could enlighten me. This is so cringe. A small amount of research would have told him that Deepak doesn't mind criticizing Israel. It's super suspicious for him to assume that. Yeah, but Vaush assumes stuff all the time, right? Like, he assumed that I had DGG brain rot because I criticized him in a video and I accused him of lying, right? Like, Vaush does make these jumps where he starts talking shit, and he talks shit at a level that's, like, unwarranted, right? But we all do that. I'm sure that I've done things where I talk shit on people and it's beyond, what is probably warranted. So remember, I'm trying to be a better BookSmarts today. So I'm just trying to give you guys a more holistic, like more real picture. But that's something that he does for sure. He kind of goes over the top with the shit that he says. But if he walks it back right now, like, that's probably okay.
Because he thinks Israel's on the right, which kind of goes against the predominant left.
It's not all right, it still is a problem, but it's way less of a problem if he walks it back in the next couple of minutes.
Narrative right now, so he didn't want to talk about it because he knew it would only bring him controversy and drama. I'm not saying he's like some hardcore Netanyahu.
And like, he's assuming all this stuff, but he got mad at me because I assumed that misremembering things like fairly consistently and at key moments in the debate is more likely indicative of lying or purposefully doing that than it is actually like misremembering naturally. But he is making this giant jump about why David Pakman is not covering all this stuff. Like, am I really bad faith in awful to like assume that you were lying given all the evidence I had, but you're out here making claims like this about David? Like, it's kind of interesting.
Who stand or anything, because I don't believe that at all. I just no, his opinion's different from mine on this. Okay, guys, wait. Are there 100 coins? Maybe saying he's a Zionist is a little bit too strong of language. I would like to amend it if I could.
There you go. So he's already amending it. What is this chat saying? Vaush literally repeated what I just said, blah, 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 and put a video. No, he put a video out about it. Go watch it. Ooh, okay. So he's fucked this up. Pakman was getting called out by his chat earlier in the week because he wouldn't address it. I think it's perfectly okay with what Israel is doing. Well, this Zacharias person is saying all this shit. Yeah. So Vaush literally repeated what I just said, stealing my lines, dude. Yeah, maybe he shouldn't be, though. Maybe he shouldn't be repeating what you're saying because you're getting him in trouble. There, he's walked it back. Let's see what this walk back looks like. People rarely draw their outward criticisms inward. Yeah. Or they're projecting their inward criticisms or problems outward. That could very well be the case as well.
I would say, how do I say this?
Not the way you said it earlier. Preferably.
I think he plays enlightened centrist on it a little bit more than I'm comfortable with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, which is fair. Like, if that's what you think, that's fair. But if you think that and you're interested in changing your mind, it sounds like he has some kind of video out about it. So I'm going to look it up. Let's see if I can find it here. This is 2 days ago. Maybe this is his channel, hopefully. Okay, I've paused it. Let's hope it pauses in time. My computer sucks. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, I want to start today with what's happening
Please
in
pause.
the Israeli-Palestinian...
Please clap. All right, there we are. All right, May 17th. That was 2 days ago. So when was this posted? 24-hour charity stream. Let's see. Let's get out of this mode here. Exit theater mode. Check timelines on this. 2 days ago. I wonder when this, how this timed out. So this is 2 days ago, but it's probably like yesterday, right? Or it's 2 days ago because the stream started 2 days ago. So it could very well be that Vaush started streaming before this video even came out. So he may not have seen that Pakman released a video, but yeah, it does seem that he jumped the gun on that in that case then. Do I want to watch this? Probably not, but it is important to know that it exists. We could watch it after if you guys really think it's important, but Vaush did a video critiquing people's treatment of the homeless, which gave me the same vibes of projection, calling everyone guilty in some nonsense. Well, there you go. Now you're noticing a pattern. Whether that pattern is valid or not, I'm not the one to tell you, but you've noticed the pattern. That's interesting. Let's continue here.
A little bit more charitable to Israel than I think is comfortable. A little bit less charitable to Palestine than I think is comfortable. That kind of thing.
Okay, well, that's
How do I get
very
the igloo up the
different.
slope? I no longer have a shell.
It's a very different statement. So there you go. He said something spicy. He got clipped. Steven took that clip and ran with it. When in reality, literally like within 2 minutes, he walks it back and turns it into something completely acceptable. Okay. That's kind of unfair. Why would Steven do that? Why, oh, why would Steven be so unfair to this guy? Why, oh, why would he clip something like that? Should not Steven, of all people, realize and be sympathetic to the chimping, like, reality of things on Twitch? My goodness. Destiny isn't always fair to people he doesn't like. Oh, ain't that the truth, dude? All right, well.
You can't now? You get a shell? Okay, thank you. Well.
I'll keep tuned in. Maybe there's something else, but I kind of doubt it.
Snowman's Line has 126 coins. Wowza. Okay, well, I guess we'll take the red coin star then. Do you guys remember Coinstar? Do you guys remember that?
Damn, his audience is being kind of mean. His vid mostly revolved around the shittiness of Netanyahu, though, and the persecution of Palestinians didn't start with Netanyahu. Pakman is actually a milquetoast Zionist. I'm in David Pakman's Discord. I've been debating this for the past damn hour. I need this clip from Vaush. Rough. Well, okay. There you go. So I think this is not something we should throw stones at him about. I mean, if you want to say, like, if you want to word your criticism of Vaush that, like, he has a knee-jerk thing that he does where he makes accusations of people that are totally, like, unwarranted or at a level that's like beyond what is probably warranted or what he probably even believes in, then that's fair, right? Because you've seen him do that multiple times. He did that in the clip with me. He did that here. He's done that with Steven. So like we've seen this happen multiple times. And I think it's fair to understand and recognize that that is a problem and probably one like worthy of criticism. That's fine. But that's not the way I see it worded on Twitter. So I'm not sure if the Twitter people should be wording their criticism the way that they are. Maybe they should reword it to account for the fact that he walked it back like literally 2 minutes later. There you go. The BookSmarts special. These people are wrong. Here's why they're wrong. Congratulations. Here's the more in between that's reasonable that you guys could believe in. Congrats. There you are. Wow, this whole thing was nothing. Hooray. Yeah, as per the usual. I kind of want to look at that tweet again. Like, what does he say in here? Is like he's quite on top of things in the tweet, is he not? I want to close out the topic with this, and then we'll move on to the MikefromPA thing. It's really bad. This is why I watch you. Thanks. Hi, viewer from India. Hello. Love your content. You are reaching all over the globe. You give me the ability to do good analysis. I missed the rest of your comments, so I'm going to go back here. I mean, it's 5 a.m. here, and I'm watching. Keep it up. Oh, okay. I'm happy to hear it. I'm sorry I made fun of your guys' trains in India, although kind of not sorry, because I do mean that the trains in India seem to be fucked up, but maybe you'll sympathize with me on that point. Are the trains in India fucked up? Would you agree with me? Can I have the Indian pass to make fun of your trains? Let me know. Yukti Wahi. I hope I can get the pass for that. The Destiny explanation is that he made a prediction that leftists will eventually become anti-Semitic. Okay. Destiny saw this as a step closer to validating that prediction. Oh no. Okay, well, that seems not good. Give Book a train pass. Yeah, give me the train pass, dude. I'm not talking about women. Yeah, the trains are, yes, totally, but the metros are sick. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. So the metros are sick. Yeah, the trains are fucked up, but they aren't the only thing fucked up. Yeah, I hear your healthcare system's a bit fucked at the moment. Destiny explains his tweet here. Okay, let's watch it. We're really going down the rabbit hole on this. They're functional. Well, functional is not what I asked. The trains in the U.S. are functional too, but that's a low bar, my friend. A low bar. Let's exit this. Oh, I wish this could have been a time-stamped YouTube video from Steven, not a Twitch one. But hey, beggars can't be choosers, am I right? If I'm not going to look for it on my own, then that's kind of on me. Oh, thank God he has encoding, though. I'll stick that at 480p and just hope for the best. Fingers crossed, boys. Oh, man. This is just awful. I can feel my whole computer struggling. She's getting all hot and randy. All upset at me that I'm making her load all this fucking random bullshit. Let's see what you guys are saying.
That book fucker.
Oh, I can't even scroll. It's that bad. When did the stream start? I don't know. A while ago. So if I call Vaush anti-Semite and then walk it back saying he gives Hamas too much leeway, that's a weak walk back, is it not? If you were a Twitch streamer and you had a habit of doing that and you stream for 26 hours in a row, I would tell you the exact same thing. So probably not, dude. Or probably, yeah. I think it's like the same thing. If you're okay with sweating, the only thing is Hamas seems to legitimately do a lot of like awful shit, whereas like the Zionism label seems to be all over the place in terms of what it could mean. So I don't know. That's like a worthwhile dimension to consider there. I don't agree at all. Well then, you know, good to know. I think Destiny uses his Twitter as a mechanism to bring hot takes to his stream. Gee whiz. Where'd you get that idea? Now I'm starting to get mad that people are copying me.
Like, to make my analogy work, it would be more apt if I said, the writing needs to stop, we need to mow down dipshit N-words. Well, okay, hold on. I shouldn't call them N-words, but what I really, that would be, more comparable. It's just super fucking weird. It's just, I'm giving you this for life advice, even for those that disagree with me. You don't call Jewish people that don't live in Israel, to call somebody in America a fucking Zionist. You are right there. You are standing side by side with a white supremacist that's like, oh, it's beautiful. I never thought we would come together like this. It's so beautiful. You are literally shoulder to shoulder.
I had no idea that word was that bad from reading the article on Wikipedia. But I'm uneducated in this. He did say literally. So is it that bad? I wonder if, because I could see the K slur being that bad, right? Like the K slur would be that bad. Because the K slur is no matter what, an awful thing to call somebody. But this, I'm not sure about this thing. I'm not sure about this. Hard stretch? I don't think it's that much of an exaggeration. I just have no idea. I'm a Jew. I feel like it is. Does it not matter who calls you that and in what context, though? Does a political streamer talking about politics hold a different weight than, your coworker calling you a Zionist? Because you're talking about, imagine we're at work together, okay? And imagine you're talking about how you hope that there's some sort of retaliation because one of your family members was nearly harmed in a missile attack from Hamas. And then imagine if a coworker responded to you and said oh, of course you're a fucking Zionist, dude. I could have fucking guessed it. I knew the moment that I met you and I read your fucking name on the roll call sheet. That's not good. That's bad. That's probably not good. That's probably the level that some of the people that are on Destiny's team are kind of feeling this, right? Am I correct? That's pretty bad. But for a political person in a political position to make that claim after somebody shit on their thing, it's rude. It for sure is, but I'm not sure it's rude because he's an anti-Semite or he's making an anti-Semitic remark. I'm pretty sure it's rude because he's making assumptions about this dude's political beliefs off of one comment that he gave, right? It's not the same contextually, given that he's a politics guy, he's talking about politics. And a walk back in the workplace with that person would look very different than a walk back of a streamer dude whose job it is to talk for 26 hours straight, who has been spending all this time trying to raise money for kids that are being killed by the state, right? That's very different, in my opinion. As an outsider, as somebody that doesn't understand this stuff super well, I could be totally wrong here, but I just don't feel like those are equivalent things. And I feel like there could be situations where I agree with this take, but I'm not sure if this is one of them. It's not that it's a slur. It's kind of okay, hold on. I have to go back to my Twitch chat here. It's not that it's a slur. It's kind of like calling a person who supports BLM a black supremacist because of that support. But Zionism doesn't mean that you think that the Jewish people are superior. It means that you support a Jewish state and the continued existence of that Jewish state. It's such a vague thing as well. Whereas black supremacist is pretty particular, right? If you were a Trumple and I called you a white supremacist, that's probably a stretch that's not fair. And white supremacist has some pretty particular meanings, but the Zionism thing seems to have a lot of different ways you can interpret it. So I'm like confused about this. He clearly means it in a mean way, though. I'm not going to like hold back on that. He very clearly means it as a demeaning thing to call him. But I think he means it to be demeaning insofar as like Deepak is not in lockstep with the leftist beliefs at the moment, right? Because Vaush also kind of built onto that like he's not playing to the audience the right way, that he has an opinion that's wrong think, that it's not in line with what the lefterly people online should be believing. And Vaush's whole thing is catering to that audience of people. It has been for a long time. So it would make sense to me that Vaush would see power in pointing out that David may have a belief set that's not in line with what everybody should be believing right now that's on that team, right? So, interesting. Do you remember why did Vaush get... Yeah, I know, dude. Zionist isn't necessarily a slur, but insinuating that Deepak is one is kind of saying he has dual loyalties. A bad stereotype. But what is dual loyalty? He didn't say he has dual loyalties, though. That's a very particular thing. I don't think he's... Like, that doesn't come close to that. That's a very particular thing. Zionist in certain circles is absolutely an insult. I could believe that for sure. And I think that even Vaush recognizes the negativity in the statement that he made and that it's perhaps like reaching a bit too far because he immediately walks it back, right? Like the problem is that calling a Jewish person Zionist means they have loyalty to Israel, and to accuse an American Jewish person with little... Okay, so this is getting back to that dual loyalties thing. If that's really what is meant by this term, and that's what it's meant by for a lot of people, I guess I can see that. If you associate Zionist with meaning that you have like split loyalties and that you're actually loyal to the Jewish homeland at the expense of like the regular people, of the dogs, of anybody who's not Jewish, like I could see that. But I haven't seen enough from Vaush to believe that he believes that. Like, maybe there's more information where Vaush is being anti-Semitic, but anti-Semitism is a thing where, like, I really do require hearing more from somebody to assume that from them. But maybe that's just me. I'm also not Jewish, you know? So it's like, it's not something that hurts me. I enjoy Destiny sometimes, but this take is not smart because his tweets, among other American people tweets, have been floating around Hindu nationalist Twitter. Okay. I'm just looking for any ats, and then I'll return to this. Okay, let's keep watching.
If somebody like self-identifies as a Zionist and they've got some dream of Israel or whatever, then sure. And I think there are Jews that do call themselves Zionists, that consider themselves Zionists. In which case, yeah, fine, that's fine. But damn, to call somebody a like, I'd say it's like a million times worse than calling me a Gusano, but nobody even thinks that's bad. To call somebody a Zionist who's
okay,
Jewish outside of Israel is super fucking weird. Not to mention the fact that that's not even Pakman's position, because I'm pretty sure Pakman is against the settlements that Israel is pushing into the West Bank and everything. So
I think that that's a stronger argument here, though, is that like maybe Vaush should be aware of the fact that like David holds these positions about Israel that are counter to the narrative of him being like a Zionist, and that maybe it's irresponsible of him to make these claims when David's been very publicly critical of Netanyahu's regime or the efforts to like settle the Palestinian land or something like that. Like that seems to be a much stronger claim, in my opinion, than these other ones, but I'm a weirdo, maybe. That's just what I think. Why would him not being in Israel would matter? It would matter because, like, you're taking a position that's really hardcore, right? The Zionism thing, I'm getting the feel, is like a hardcore position, and it's a hardcore position even in Israel, but it is a hardcore position of, like, the Israeli people, right? But if you take somebody who's not related to Israel, like they're not from there, they didn't, whatever, they just happen to be a Jewish person, and then you're assuming like political beliefs that they have based on their Jewish identity and anything that they say regarding Palestine or anything to do with Israel, like to then make the leap to assume that they support all these other things like the expansion of a Jewish home country or whatever. Yeah, that seems weird. It would be a lot like if a black person was talking about like
Bookie.
Thanks, dude. Jazzle, I appreciate it. It'd be like if somebody was African American or black in this country and they were talking about black rights, and you assume that they were a black nationalist and that they want to ship all the white people away. Like, whoa, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. But him being Jewish and in another country is because like you're assuming political beliefs that he has based solely on his identity as a Jewish person, that like as a Jewish person he must believe these things about this. But like it's not that simple, because he did give a take. Granted, the take shouldn't indicate that he's a Zionist. It should indicate he disagrees with Vaush's charity, which is a different thing in my opinion. People saying Vaush wouldn't have said that about Pakman if he wasn't Jewish, that about frequently calls anyone who something.
Sam, what is
Yeah, I don't know if it has to be with the dude being Jewish. Again, like, guys, I'm gonna be real with you, okay? Let's do a BookSmarts moment here. When you're in a real life, you need to know more than this to like assume these things of people. If I heard somebody call somebody else a Zionist, I don't assume that person is an anti-Semite. I need more information.
What is this?
Now, if you're Jewish, you may need to put up protective mechanisms, or you may be more aware of racial insensitivity or people being rude to you. And so you may have defenses up to like quickly put the people that make those claims in the box of anti-Semitic. But as somebody who is not Jewish, as somebody outside of that, when I'm dealing with people, I need to have more information. When I gave you the example of that coworker, and thank you, Senshi Mary, for that. When I was talking about the coworker thing, I included something about the last name of the person being indicative of that. Thank you for that micro burger. And so, like, for me personally, like, I need more information to assume that somebody is anti-Semitic. I need to have heard other things. I need to know that, like, they're talking shit about Jewish people and money, or Jewish people ruling the world, or Jewish people taking all the power, or like these other claims that are often from anti-Semitic people. I need more information, because in my opinion, that's a big claim. That's a big label to put on somebody, that they're anti-Semitic. That's very big, in my opinion. From the way I was raised, living in America, in my household, like even my mom, who's a little bit racist, we could say. Even her, like, I feel like she has a high bar for like somebody being like anti-Semite is like a very particular thing, and it's cruel in a very particular way, similar to being a racist, and like to levy that against somebody was something I was raised to like be a big deal. You kind of need more information. That's a very cruel thing to accuse somebody of, right? Because it's indicative of a very cruel person. So, you know, like, just like being racist, like I think we need more information to be deducing this about people. But if you are one of those minorities that is persecuted and whatever, that's fine. If you have a lower bar for that, I have a higher bar for that. I'm not impacted by people that are racist or people that are anti-Semitic. So for me, the bar has to be higher. I have to hear more to like make that conclusion about somebody, to make that logical leap. Anti-Semitic can just be prejudice against Jewish people, not racist against the Jews. Even then, like, I don't know that he's prejudiced against Jewish people because he doesn't support the state of Israel. In much the same way, I don't know that Deepak supports Israel just because he doesn't support this stupid Palestinian charity. Like, I don't, they're both making gigantic leaps off of information that they shouldn't have made leaps off of. Pakman shouldn't have talked shit about this charity based on like one little entry in the Wikipedia that was completely lame and a nothing burger, right? Like, and that was all that was in the criticism section. We didn't even have anything else, right? So he fucked up there. And then Vaush fucks up by retaliating and having this knee-jerk reaction of labeling him a Zionist, coming off as anti-Semitic to no small part of the audience, including Steven. And, you know, then having to walk that back within 2 minutes of saying it, right? So, like, clearly, both of these people fucked up, as we've kind of discovered. So I don't want to take away from that. Both of them fucked up. But was his fuck up that he's, like, anti-Semitic? I don't know. I think that the Glass Israel comment was probably much closer to being anti-Semitic than what we're talking about here. I think his comments that got him banned off of the platform are probably much closer to being like anti-Semitic comments than this one that he's made with the Zionism thing, but I'm uneducated in that. I'm not sure. That's my take at this point in time. Saying he is anti-Semitic is dumb, but I think Vaush did realize he said something that could come off bad optically and retracted it. Yeah, which is what we saw, right? That's what happened. But BookSmarts, you don't make the big drama bucks by being charitable to people and cautious with your language. Yeah. Yeah. It's like the KKK giving to St. Jude's and then you call St. Jude's a white supremacist. It's irresponsible. Yeah. Yeah, that's an apt comparison. Or calling him Christian extremists or something. Yeah, that would be a bit much. Okay, let's continue. I may as well. It surprises me that he believes this, though. This has to be one of his hot takes like he has about leftist people, where it's like completely unreasonable, but it's a prejudice he has because of the people that he's engaged with. Like, that's what this seems to me. He's a strong believer in the horseshoe thing too, because he just has a general prejudice against lefty people. While we're on the topic of like who is prejudiced against who, bear in mind that Stephen has a very clear and documented prejudice against left people or lefterly people. So when he's making these claims about lefterly people being anti-Semitic on the whole or moving in that direction, be very hesitant about like who that's coming from, right? Because this is a guy who's like very anti-lefterly. He's very against these like socialisty people, right? Like he has a very clear and documented prejudice against them. So maybe we want to be a little more careful in like how we interpret what he's saying, right? Because that's for sure a problem that he has, right? So man, we've got a lot of problems like at every level of this. His tweet, what Vaush said, what Pakman said, this is a mess.
What does the usage of this word even imply that Israel should not exist? It just comes off as, especially when you're like, there are so many tropes. And I don't even, the thing is, and I'm honest about it, by the way. I'm the only person that will be honest about it because I don't instantly say people are racist or anti-Semitic or blah, 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 which I don't think I've said for Mark. I don't know if he's anti-Semitic. But I mean, like, if I wanted to, and it's annoying too because, like, I do treat these people with more fucking charitability than I would ever fucking get, even though people constantly accuse me of it. Like, a guy that was banned from Twitch for saying glass Israel, okay, and then is saying shit like Pakman is hiding his positions, like a sneaky Jew, I guess, about his Zionism. Like, what? Like, Jesus, fuck. Like, if any alt-writer had made, like, this combination of statements, you're fucking, like, Nazi.
Yeah, but that would be because it's coming from an alt-writer. Because it would be different if it came from an alt-writer. Because the context matters. How do we not get that? It would be very different if it was coming from one of those people because those people hold other beliefs that are in line with these. Like, they're indicative of a larger level, like, problem with the way that they're thinking about people and their interactions with the world. So, like, yes, it would be much more problematic if those words are said by a different individual. And yes, it's also true that if Vaush continues to say these things, it will likely mean that people like me will be moved over into the camp of assuming that he may be anti-Semitic or assuming that he may have anti-Semitic beliefs. But he hasn't hit that bar yet, and he's not one of those people. So I'm not sure about this.
Rate, I would be exploding in your dashboard. You're like, oh, Nazi, Nazi, Nazi. That's absolute. It's 1,000,000%. Of course, that's a Nazi. Like, but that, like, you guys have to consider, like, this is a group of people that like see somebody throw up an OK sign one time in their lifetime, and like, oh yeah, that guy's a 100% card-carrying fucking Nazi, and it's like, Jesus, are you fucking kidding me? Now again, I don't know if Vaush is a Nazi. Or not a Nazi. I don't think Vaush is a Nazi or anti-Semitic or whatever. It's just.
Okay.
But it's like annoying. Like here's a really good example.
Then why are you saying that the lefty people are moving towards anti-Semitism in all of your tweets? Then why did you say that? Because aren't you saying that here? Where is this? You retweeted a tweet that says all ideologies lead back to hating the Jews. With this, you're using the final solution when you're talking about Nicole's tweets here. Like, I could keep going to the other tweets that you've done. Good old leftist anti-Semitism. You literally said that. You said we're getting closer to that good old leftist anti-Semit. Like, no, you do that here. What? Okay. Normally he'll say something and it'll be like half, like, not exactly what he's. But this is kind of just blatant. Like, no, I completely disagree with what he's saying here. He's really walking back the way that his tweets are working and not in a way that I normally let him get away with because he's fairly explicit here and he's not being here. So, if you actually believe that he would be like, hey, buddy, I know you didn't mean that and you're not anti-Semitic, but this looks pretty bad. Maybe avoid that in the future. But it's annoying is the critical quote from that clip. He's viewing it as part of the broader beef with the left. Okay, what does that add to this discussion? Because I mentioned that earlier. This is what Destiny Twitter drama always No, but normally he'll draft a tweet in such a way where he has an out. The only out here is that he says we're getting closer. And I don't feel like that's quite enough for me to let him off the hook in this case. Like, no, you literally did this. I don't know. This is like not cool for me. I don't think he gets off the hook on that one. But that's my opinion, and I'd love to hear about yours in the comments down below. Just kidding. I really don't. Didn't you say if Vaush keeps acting this way, people like me might have to assume he's anti-Semitic? And isn't that literally just moving closer to anti-Semitism? He's making that claim about broader leftist stuff, though. And I'm not the one out tweeting something like this. Like, I'm trying to give you guys a very broad explanation of like how things would move here, but I didn't tweet this thing and then pretend as if I'm not implying that he's being anti-Semitic. Like that's where we're criticizing him here. You're taking this out in isolation, and that's not really the way that we're analyzing it here. So no, that's the problem I have with that comment from you. He said in the VOD that it's close, and in the tweet he said it's getting closer. He gave examples that are very clearly anti-Semitic. Okay, here's where I hit the wall with people that like really, really, really want to defend Stephen. And I'm not going to try to scale this wall with you guys. If you have a difference of opinion from me, that's totally cool. But I don't want to spend time or energy arguing with you guys about it. So if you believe that he was fair and close enough with saying we're getting closer and the way that he phrased things in this clip, totally, then whatever. That's your belief. I hold a different belief. And I think I've kind of given my explanation as to why that is. If you guys believe something different, that's totally cool. We don't have to agree on everything. To the people that agree with me, don't feel like you have to argue with the people that disagree with you. That's my take. You have your take, and I think we can move on from this. DGG is here. I feel like it's a scapegoat that I use a lot of the time when I say that like the VGG'ers are here and they want to defend their boy and whatever. So I'm trying to move away from that. But I mean, yeah, if the DGG community is here and they're not my endemic audience and they have these problems with it and whatever, that's cool. That's fine. Yeah, you guys are cool. That's fine. Have a difference of opinion with me. I just don't want to argue with you guys and roast you guys and go into a whole thing about like, well, let's technically look at, you know, I'm not doing that for this. I think he fucked this one up. I'm going to be real with you. I think this is an overextension coming from a problem that he has with leftist people. And I think it's just part of his prejudice against that political group of people that kind of clouds his ability to make fair criticisms or levy fair criticisms, I should say. So that's my take. You guys have your take. Please don't roast our grammar. Just roast our views. I don't agree with the Nazis on much, but grammar, that's something that I think is very important and integral to our discourse. So actually, I think you should I think you should be more grammatically correct, dude, and be real with you. If we were to characterize this behavior, would we say Destiny is operating in bad faith since he's not operating at a high level of rigor when we... You could label it whatever you want. I'm not going to. If you're asking me, BookSmarts, if you had a form in front of you that says good faith or bad faith, are you bubbling in the bad faith bubble? Like, probably not. But I also wouldn't bubble in the bad faith bubble when like Vaush said that I had brain rot and whatever, and I probably should. So I don't know. I put that bar at like a pretty high level. So no, I wouldn't put it there, but that's just me. Okay, what's next? Don't we have something to do with what's his name? We have something to do with Mike from PA. I think that's the next one we have to take a look at. I wish Destiny would just chill with his hate boner for lefties. I don't mind his criticisms, but holy fucking chill. Okay. Oh, VGG'ers. Yeah, I see a lot of YouTube chat people. Hi. To the Vaush people, while I have you here, I know that Vaush says a lot of like really mean things about me. But I'm not like a Destiny simp. I don't simp for the dude. I've kind of fallen out of love for his content even. I'm very critical of him in every single conversation that I have. I get a lot of flack from his community for that. I have scathing criticisms of him. If you go to my most recent interview I had with him, you can see me being difficult with him. Like, I don't think it's fair to say that I have DGG brain rot. So that's what I'll say while you guys are here. I don't think that was a fair criticism that Vaush levied at me. If Vaush has the opportunity to say that my criticism of him lying when he could have just misremembered at very key moments in the debate, I said that's fine. That's fair. You know, it could very well be that he just so happens to misremember at all the key parts of a debate and then vigorously argues like for the misremembering that he had of the thing instead of giving in and saying I could have misremembered it, blah, blah, blah. Right. So, you know, I tried to give some leeway to him in that criticism that he made about what I had said. So, you know, I try to be fair. I try to be as fair as I can. Good to have you guys. I hope I change your opinion of me during the course of the stream. So that's that. Let's go ahead and find the Mike from CCP thing, or sorry, the Mike from PA thing. There I go. See, am I anti-leftist because I'm saying these things? Maybe. I need to find the Mike from PA clip real quick on Twitch or on Twitter, and then we'll look through that. Like Vaush's brain starts pooping out at the 26-hour mark. Booksmart's brain poops out at like 3 hours. So I'm envious of his stamina. We'll just say that. Let's see if I can find that tweet. Can anybody link it to me? I think Know Something had it on their Twitter. Okay, let's check out Know Something's Twitter here. But he only ever streams for 4 hours tops normally. That's crazy. Maybe he builds up all of his chakra, dude. He's like Tsunade and Sakura, dude. He holds it all in his myopic mark up here, and then he releases it when he does charity streams. Happens. Thank you. I appreciate the sub. Let's see here. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at this. I hope this is a Twitch clip. I really do. Let me switch the scenes here. Let's see. Let me read chat real quick and just make sure I'm caught up. Lol, for Mike from CCP, I'm dead. Yeah, my bad, dude. I don't mean to do that. I don't mean to do that. I have VGG brain rot and I like your book. Thanks, dude. I like that. You know, I'll be real with you guys. I've looked at the Reddit posts on Vaush's subreddit where I mention, and I do appreciate that there are people in there defending me. If anything, I would say that like the posts on Vaush's subreddit are often much more critical of me, and his Discord is very critical of me. But there always seems to be people that jump in and defend me. So I appreciate that. I appreciate people being like, yeah, but like 2 minutes later he says this, or like, here's a link to the video. Like he goes in depth with why he thinks this. Like you guys could check it out if you really cared. I appreciate that. I see you guys doing that. Just know that I'm a crazy influencer person. So part of my job is going onto Discords and subreddits and control F'ing for BookSmarts, like looking up BookSmarts to see what people are saying. So generally, if you're talking about me and you write BookSmarts, you write Bookfucker, like I probably saw whatever the thread was that you guys were in, and I probably saw whatever was said about me, for better or for worse. Like just today, DGG, the DGG Discord people were like, talking about me in the meme channel, and they were asking some questions about some of my content. So I jumped on and I gave them a link to what I was talking about in the stream, and answered some questions. And yeah, like I like it. Like if I have the opportunity to, I can't on Reddit because I unfortunately can't comment. I only have 5 karma. Yeah, when I have the opportunity to, I love like giving my side of things, like not to like defend myself, but like if people have questions or they get something incorrect, like it's nice to be able to jump in there and say something, or thank people for like, you know, mentioning something nice about me. But unfortunately I can't do that on the Reddit. Anywho, let's get into this.
And the one thing about charity streams and things like that is they're self-promotion vehicles primarily. And
okay, I may be incorrect here, but does Mike not do these charity streams? Is that important context for this clip? Because I'm pretty sure he did do charity streams, did he not? I just want to like understand that as context first here. Mike is so transparently sleazy, it's so weird people like him. Can I look up the definition of sleazy? Because I feel like sleazy is like a style thing, or like a you're kind of gross and oily thing. And I want to look it up, make sure I know that the word means what it means. Sordid, corrupt, or immoral. What the fuck is sordid? Involving ignoble actions and arousing moral distaste and contempt. How about we not say sleazy, bruh?
Sordid,
Let's start calling him Sorted, dude. That motherfucker's one sorted ass dude. I like this a lot more. I like Sorted more. I'm gonna use Sorted. I feel like sleazy is particularly mean, but I feel like sorted is like a Vaush word. It's like a word nobody knows what the fuck it means, and it sounds fancy. I'm gonna start calling him sorted, dude.
And I don't like that.
So he says
a real
he doesn't
charity
like this, but again, I'll ask again: does he not do this stuff? I know you don't like weighing in too much into this drama, but what kind of lefties still like Mike? I don't know. I don't particularly watch Mike's stream, so I'm not sure who he's friends with. But I'm pretty sure he's friends with some people. He has to be. I don't know anybody on this website that's not friends with like other streamer people. Like, let me think. I can't think of a single person who's like not friends with any other streamer. So I think it would stand to reason that he's friends with some people. He's got to be. I think he was friends with K Swiftly and those folks. Is he not? Hassan? Yeah, I think he might be friends with Hassan. I'm not sure. I've heard Mike's viewers are mostly bots. Well, that's quite an unfair rumor, right? There are nice people in DGG who are proper charitable towards Vaush, so it's not good to paint the community with a broad brush. Sure. When I'm painting them with a broad brush, it's generally to like make fun of a stereotype. And yeah, you can say the stereotype's not good. I would agree. I think it's not about a race. It's not about an ethnicity. It's about a community. And I think it's reflective of some of the people that come into my chat, unfortunately, and engage with me. So when I'm saying those things about his community, I mostly mean the people that come into my community and then try to argue with me about every single thing that I say on stream, or constantly are this like force of like resistance against any kind of criticism against Steven or the things that he's saying. So when I'm kind of making, when I'm poking little jabs at that community, that's who I'm referring to. I'm very well aware that there are a lot of people in the DGG community that support Vaush or may even support Mike. You know, like I'm on the Discord, I'm on the Reddit, I see what the opinions are. I see that there's a mixed bag of things that people think. I'm no stranger to that, but when I'm making those memes and I am doing those jabs, it's mostly aimed at the people that come in here and feel the need to argue with me about everything. That's kind of that's kind of what I'm doing. But yeah, it may be unfair. I would agree.
Stream would be either somebody who doesn't stream often, streaming just for the purpose of doing the charity stream, or streaming on someone else's channel, hopefully in order to support that organization. You know, that would be a true
That's a big gatekeep of charity streams. Do you really believe that? So if I wanted to help like a local DSA chapter and I did it on my own stream and I got raids and I promoted it, like, you would say that that's all for the sake of self-aggrandizement and it's not like an ideal way to do the charity thing? Because I feel like that's not a very fair thing to say. That's a really high bar to place on these things. And I would be curious if Mike meets these bars with his engagement with those things. Why are we like taking shots at Vaush about I'm sure it did promote Vaush a good bit, but why are we so butthurt about Vaush being promoted? Because it feels like the thing that we're most upset about thus far in this clip is that Vaush got promotion out of the charity thing. It seems that we're most upset with like the fact that he benefited in a business sense or in an influencer sense from this. But I'm not hearing any focus on like the people that benefit from this money or the charities that benefit from the attention. And if you were to go on some other random person's channel, are you not kind of shooting yourself in the foot in terms of like your capacity for raising this money or for fundraising? Would Vaush not have made less money if, for instance, he would have went on to some small Palestinian partnered streamers Twitch and did it there? Like, I'm not sure this makes a lot of sense if your focus is on maximizing the amount of money that you could get to that organization. I think that this is shooting yourself, like, this is cutting off your arm to spite your leg. Like, I don't understand this. Why would you hurt your cause this much and cripple yourself and tie one hand behind your back when you could use your own platform that you worked on developing? Like, the whole point is to leverage the platform that you have that's strong to go ahead and benefit another organization, or to use your community and leverage them in a way to benefit a community that you care about, or a fundraising thing that you care about, or a charity that you care about, right? Like, Also, who cares what it's called? I don't. Beating up your couch to spite your ass. What? Oh, goodness gracious.
Charity stream, but a lot of these charity streams are self-aggrandizing fests where you get a bunch of people to raid into you out of solidarity for the charity. You promote yourself. You virtue signal as if
This sounds like your strat for the... Okay, hold on. Bad faith BookSmarts moment. Inbound, okay? I'm willing to receive criticism for this. I'm willing to be incorrect, and I will warn you in advance that this may be the case, but... Does this not sound like the strategy that he and others took to covering the BLM protests when those were going on? Was that not also like a group of people constantly raiding and doing stuff into each other to grow their brands while also piggybacking on this like national narrative around this organization? And granted, you guys probably did do good things for that, and you probably helped promote a lot of those causes or even raise money for them. And I don't want to take that away the way that Mike seems to be trying to take that away from Vaush. But this seems to be a strat that you use for something else, but I don't... Did Vaush do all this? Did Vaush coordinate behind the scenes with a bunch of people and do this? I'm interested. Why does Mike have to complain about it, though? Because he's a streamer. We're all streamers. We have to complain about... I'm here complaining about things that have nothing to do with me, right? None of this had anything to do with me, so we're allowed to complain about stuff. That's our job. It was the Squad W that got me to follow. Don't make me regret this. Uh-oh. I don't like that. It was the Squad W that got you to follow. What did I say that was Squad W? Sounds like a fair criticism that Vaush didn't actually raise a bunch of money. Yeah, maybe.
if you are a good person. And
or if Vaush did it for like weeks on end, I feel like it would be a more fair criticism than a single stream where he raised as much money as he did. But even then, I think this criticism pales in comparison to what we should be focusing on, which is like the benefit that you provided to the organization or to the people that you wanted to help. Like, for instance, if this organization was actually like how Pakman had framed it, that they were actually a bad organization, then of course that's awful, which I think he gets to near the end of this clip. But this weird focus on the self-aggrandizing and the clout chasing part of it, I don't think that's like a super fair thing to open with here.
A lot of the money that goes to charities goes toward the executive director, the finance director, the fundraising machinery.
And this has nothing to do with Vaush, because this is just a general critique of charities. If you just generally disagree with giving money to charities, why not just open with that? It makes it look really bad when you focus on like this self-aggrandizement and the promoting and the clout chasing part of it. Like, I think the stronger argument that makes you look less bad as a person is to probably just focus on, I disagree with charities or raising money for charities because a lot of those funds have to go to support the executives. I don't think that's like supporting your cause. I think that's much better than focusing on this like clout chasing angle, especially when you have the kind of, how should I say this? When you have the reputation that Mike has, it may be better for you not to focus on like the clout aspect of things or to talk from that angle, because people just have some like negative opinions about you in that regard and in that dimension. So I feel like criticisms that you make there, people will say it's projecting, or people will say that you're being hypocritical, or any of this kind of stuff. So at a rhetorical level, optical level, I would advise that Mike not open with that. If Mike's problem is actually with charities at a larger level and the fact that money from charities is going to executives, then maybe focus on that. But I feel like the first part has nothing to do with this second part.
And so, as a leftist, I find most charities to be highly problematic.
Okay.
And don't like the liberal mentality.
So is the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund one of these organizations, or are you just projecting that onto them? Because here's the other thing. If you had actually like a solid criticism of this organization in the way that Pakman did, though granted, we found out that Pakman's was not standing on very solid legs. If you had an actual criticism of that, I think that's a much better way of putting things, to put things closer to how Pakman did and to back it up with like some kind of facts about the situation. Like, oh, you know, like this charity actually does have all the money going to the executives. And this is why I have a problem with these kinds of charities. And here's how you would check that. If you ever want to do a charity, you can look at X, Y, and Z to determine where that money is going and to select something that is going to be helpful. And while as a leftist, I generally disagree with doing this with charities because this is how most of them operate. If you really were put in a situation where you do want to do this fundraising, you do have the opportunity to work for a charity, this is how you would check and make sure that they're one that doesn't have this problem, right? And that would be a much better way of putting it and a much better way of covering it, but that's not what he's doing here at all. So that would be my advice to Mike there.
Of philanthropy. That's just not something that I like to do myself because I feel like it's disgusting, like it is profiting off of other people's misery, and it's bad.
Okay. Do we have a link to the full VOD where I can watch the rest of this, or no? If anybody has a Twitch clip where I can watch the rest, I would be interested in it the same way we gave Vaush a second swing, like, and maybe that he walks this back and the chat gives him flack about it, but you literally aren't profiting though. Nobody's saying you're putting profits in the pockets of the executive people to steelman him for a second. That's what he's getting at, is like, you're helping take like
What the fuck? What is this?
You're helping to take the excess of, and thank you for the sub, I appreciate it. I would pronounce your name, but it looks very hard. Vaughn? You sound like a fucking Digimon. Von Neumann, maybe? It's Von Neumann. It's Von Neumann. Okay. It's just because they're not capitals. It's tough for me to see it. They're different words, or that they're like how to read it. Yeah. So I think what he's saying is you're taking like what meager earnings that your viewers have, and then you're redirecting those to line the pockets of these executives that run these charities. You're not really helping the charities. And so that's why I think that's what he's getting at with the profits thing. But profits is a weird way of putting it. Like, the money that goes to pay for executive salaries is profit in a charity. I don't know how leftist people define profit and stuff, but that seems like a dubious way of explaining profit, or a dubious use of the word profit. But it's his style. He talks about socialist stuff, so I may be out of the loop with like how that works. There's also a sort of social profit to be gained by doing. I mean, is he talking about social profit at the end here? I mean, there could be monetary profit from getting that social profit.
Because I feel like it's disgusting, like it is profiting off of other people's misery, and it's bad.
That book fucker.
Profiting off. Oh, okay. So making money on the platform. What does this number mean on his Twitch stream? What does 4,424 out of 4,500 mean? Does anybody know? Sub count. Okay. Now, is that covering what he needs in life and no more? Oh. Okay. I don't want to be super duper mean. Maybe this is like a multi-month long sub goal that he's had. But $11,000 a month, and he's partnered, so he may have a different deal with Twitch, but $11,000 in a month of subs. How do you feel bad about profiting from your viewers then? I don't understand. You must have a very expensive lifestyle if you're not making profit and you have $11,060 worth of like expenses every month. That's quite a bit. I don't know what his finances are behind the scenes, but that seems like an awful lot of money. And that's not hitting the goal, mind you. Let's see. What does he anticipate to get? Okay, 11.25. That's not that big of a difference. Hey, Book, stop baiting chat like that. I enjoy baiting chat. It's kind of fun. Wow. Hey, one day, I'm going to be real with you guys. Remember, I'm not a socialist. I'm not super lefterly leaning. And so just keep in mind that with me, And this is something I often have to be reminded of in private. I want to profit off of this. I want this to be a lifestyle that is nice for me, that allows me to travel and do other stuff. So I wouldn't mind one day getting 4,500 subs. I'll tell you that right now. But to make it about this profit thing seems very strange when it's very clear that you're profiting off of all of your viewers and stuff. So that's strange to me. If anybody has the link to the rest of this video, we'll watch it. Just at me and put the link. I'll be watching chat for the next, few minutes for that. But I don't know if we need to. 4,500 times $3 times. Oh, well, hold on. Don't put 3. Put 2.5 to be conservative, because it could be that he's not getting $3 even as a partner. He could still be getting 2.5. But yes, 162 grand a year. That's quite a bit. That's quite a bit. Well, tough cookies. Until you attack the rich and tell everyone you're on a moral high horse, your sub count will not go up. Yeah, we saw your political compass test. All right, dude. You people don't understand how expensive it is to live in Pennsylvania. Oh, yeah. I mean, who lives in Pennsylvania? Are you really doxing him right now? That's fucked. That's fucked. You're lucky I don't ban people in my YouTube chat, dude. Otherwise, you'd be fucked. Maybe he's trying to preempt people telling him to give some to charity. Oh, my God. You guys are awful. You guys are really mean to Mike. Be real with you. Could you go over the Deepak video now that we're done? Yeah, I could. Yeah, we could. It's probably good to know. Jump into Destiny's stream, please. What is he talking about? 135,000 a year, not including adverts. Okay. So 135 is much less than the other figure that you gave, but that's still quite a bit. That's a significant bit of money. Let's see here. What is this? Mic clip.
One thing about charity streams and things like that is they're self-promotion vehicles primarily. These widespread charity drives for Palestine.
Oh, okay. So this is a longer clip. Let's go ahead and watch this real quick, and then we'll get back to what we were doing. We'll watch the David Pakman thing. Did you ever go over the Sirs versus Destiny on Mike's doxing? No. Should I? Destiny is probably playing some dumb fuck league match. Well, then it's not very fun to talk to him when he's preoccupied with other stuff. Contrary to his belief that he can hold the conversation at a very high level while multitasking, he often kind of drops the ball when we talk. So it wouldn't be very fun to talk to him while he's playing League, but maybe we'll do it. I mean, it's a business smarts move, I guess, but it's not very fun for me personally. And we have other stuff to talk about. So let's go ahead and finish up this clip real quick.
Creative director, the finance director, the fundraising machinery. And so as a leftist, I find most charities to be highly problematic and don't like the liberal mentality of philanthropy. That's just not something that I like to do myself, because I feel like it's disgusting, like it is profiting off of other people's misery, and it's bad. And so I'm not saying nobody should do charity streams or that charity streams are 100% toxic or anything like that. It's just...
Okay, so we already have more context, but he's laid down another but for us. So let's go ahead and see what comes after the but.
When you come to this channel, this is not a liberal channel, okay? I need you to understand that, because I'm going to challenge a lot of your liberal assumptions. And I need you to know that. And charity is liberal.
Oh. Okay. This didn't get better. Okay, so charity is in general a liberal thing. And because it's a liberal thing and this isn't a liberal channel, you're going to challenge it because it's liberal. Okay. Can I... I'm like tempted to Google all these terms. Like, what does liberal actually mean? Can I have a better understanding for this? Let's see. A political and social philosophy that promotes individual rights, civil liberties, democracy and free enterprise. Oh, that doesn't sound all that bad. I guess free enterprise you could probably argue against. Mike is from America. Big docs. So maybe we should look at modern liberalism in the United States then. Whoops. Everything is so laggy. My laptop sucks. I'm sorry, guys. When I'm getting 4,500 subs a month, I will have enough money to afford new laptops and stuff. I can guarantee you that much, because I will have a bunch of profit. I'm sorry. I'm trying to be nicer today. Modern liberalism is the dominant version of liberalism in the United States. It combines ideas of civil liberty and equality with support for social justice. Oh, that's cool. And a mixed economy. Oh, and a mixed economy. That's kind of cool, too. According to Ian Adams, all major American parties are liberal and always have been. Oh, Jesus. Essentially, they espouse classical liberalism, which says a political ideology and a branch of liberalism that advocates civil liberties under the rule of law with an emphasis on economic freedom. Closely related to economic liberalism, it developed in the early 19th century, building on ideas from the previous century. That is a form of democratized Whig constitutionalism plus the free market. The point of difference comes with the influence of social liberalism, which means who knows. Economically, modern liberalism opposes cuts to the social safety net and supports a role for government in reducing inequality. I'm going to control F for charity in here to see if this is like a liberal. Interesting. Well, nothing about charity in here. Let's see if we can find it. Maybe there is something between charity and liberalism. I'm not seeing anything that's like outlining it the way he's talking about it. But okay. I mean, we'll just continue with it, I guess. I'm a bit confused by that one. That's a bit of a curveball for me. It's sort of a weird take. Charity is found in every kind of culture. Yeah, I don't see why that's specifically a liberal idea. Charity helps the dispossessed and erases the need for revolution. So is it then anti-revolutionary? Is it fair to call it liberal, or is it fairer to call it anti-revolutionary? Because I feel like that's a much more specific way of putting it that may be more accurate. I think the Mike is saying that charity is bad and liberal because non-leftists advocate for it as a solution for poverty and other problems, sort of like it's a band-aid on capitalism. Sure, but it's not specific to liberal people. The idea that it's someone's choice to give to charity or not, and therefore we shouldn't force them to with taxes, is a commonly righty take. Yeah, but that's a righty take, is it not? I think he might be trying to say that charity exists because of a failure of a system. Yeah, but that's not what he's saying. He's assigning it all to... Okay, anywho, let's just keep moving on.
Charity puts the charity giver in a position of power over the person receiving the charity. Charity is...
Oh, well, you were all wrong. That's why he thinks it's that. So, no, it's about power, you dummies. It's about power. It's you're putting yourself in a position of power over the people that you're giving your charity to.
Is not something that's revolutionary. Charity is something that supports the status quo.
There you go. So charity is not something that's revolutionary. Charity is something that supports the status quo. That's what I was looking for. So I was right. You guys were wrong. As per the usual, the streamer guy's right and all the chat's wrong. Okay, because that makes a lot more sense to me, except for the one person in chat who had mentioned that. You're right as well. Yeah, I think this revolutionary thing makes a lot more sense to me, but I don't see how that's necessarily liberal. It's just like anti-revolutionary, right? Like conservatives could believe in it, liberals could believe in it, anybody could believe in that, right?
It doesn't mean that all charity is bad or we should never have mutual aid. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that most of the time, I am not interested in that as an axis of action. Charity is liberal, meaning charity equals bad. No. Power structure. Okay? About building a...
So he returned to power, right? Because he said that when liberals are doing charity, they have power over the people that they are being charitable to. We back. Oh, poor notebook. The lefterly types got to him. Uh-oh, am I back now? He doesn't know? I do know. We back, boys. Hello. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. How much did you guys miss? I hope not a lot. He basically started talking about power again. Here, I'll rewind it for you guys. Don't worry.
And I know that mutual aid is something that's very different than from charity, because mutual aid is about building a power structure. Okay? About building a power structure.
So this gets back to the initial point that he had with, like, the liberals through their charity are establishing power over the people that they are giving the charity to. So that's why he accepts mutual aid while being against the charity idea.
Among equals. At the moment, I do think these widespread charity drives for Palestine are helping change the narrative, helping to widen the Overton window. I think that's true, for sure.
It was less than a minute? Okay, cool.
I think that's true for sure. So, you know, which is why
He ended up donating to Chapo's stream, though, a few days before. Well, that's the thing, is there's mutual aid there, because if he donates to Chapo, Chapo might give him clout. I want to avoid making these mean jokes, but he's really a heel of sorts that I feel like is a magnet for them. But I'm trying to be really nice today.
which is why I've participated in them, donated, and supported, for example, Chapo's. Like, Chapo's charity stream was good because the Chapo boys don't...
Whoa, you just said charity. Was it charity or was it a mutual aid?
Stream on the Chapo Twitch stream.
That's why he had the caveats in the very beginning, because he already had an idea of who those caveats saved. Initially, I had thought maybe those caveats he gave at the very beginning of this clip were to save him and the charities he had been involved with. But it's more than that. It seems like he wants to protect the Chapo people, who I assume have no small part in his community. Ah, okay. The pieces are starting to click for me in my narrative that I have of Mike in my head.
Like, it's not their brand, really. They make their podcast. Their friends play.
Yeah, they make a lot. They make a lot on their podcast, do they not? Holy shit. Okay. That's a lot of moolah. I gotta say. That is a lot of money. Okay. Granted, maybe they have a lot of like upkeep. Maybe they have to pay for a studio every month and equipment and insurance. I mean, I don't doubt that they have tax and other things that they need to pay for, but they're definitely making profit here, I would hope. Okay, so they're clearly making a lot of money. I think that's just important to know contextually here, but we'll continue with this.
Play Fortnite on the Chapo stream. You know, that's not what it's for. It's for, you know, they came on there for that. It wasn't just some sort of cash grab. One thing about charity stream.
Okay. I don't know enough to throw stones or whatever at Chapo, but it seems like you set up
and things like that.
This thing at the very beginning to defend the Chapo people. Okay. I just don't think you should be throwing rocks at people doing charity stuff. But hey, apparently I've learned today this is a liberal stream right here. So if you're coming in here with your socialist snowflake ideas, I'm here to challenge you. I'm here to make you think real fucking hard and use your heart and your love for money to rethink your positions and become a little more greedy, right? So that's what we're doing on this channel, I guess. Okay, interesting. Well, I gotta say, watching leftists like Mike and Mel tie themselves into knots to come out against charity streams just because Vaush did one is just so funny. This man would literally prefer to see children suffer and people in need go without than see... No! He wants mutual aid. Yeah, Mike is totally right there. A charity stream where you take advantage of the fact that you have a large audience and use that to raise a lot of money is clearly not a true charity stream. Mike is a true intellectual. The dumbest part about this is the fact that the streamer is using their name or reputation to take attention and drive it at the cause. Even if you do it for clout or whatever, the rep of the streamer is what draws in the money. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would wager that I would wage money that Vaush's rep generated a lot more in value than he will gain from self-aggrandizement. He may gain from doing a good thing. It's actually so pathetic that these sentences are a good example of why you need commas, because I have no idea how to read that and I read it wrong the first time. So FYI, if you ever wonder, the reason why your like English teachers and stuff will tell you that you need to put commas is because you don't know how to read something like this, and reading it the wrong way could come off really, really bad. So use comments, people. So the only valid charities are those done by people whom nobody knows. Raise hardly any money as a result, if any. No, not true. He gave 2 examples of what you could do to do this. So no, this isn't correct. I don't like that. Sums up the vast majority of anti-Vaush criticisms. I'm legitimately scared for Mike. If he smooths his brain out any further, he might start affecting his nervous system. Yikes. I was going to make a spine joke, but I won't. I actually agree a lot with what he said. Most charities are fronts wealthy people use for tax write-offs and to enrich their buddies and give them some high-level position. Yeah, some of them might be like that. But I don't think what Vaush did was bad. Yeah, me neither. Quite good, in fact. Oh, okay. So we need to know more to really know if what he did was good or bad, actually. He doesn't talk about that. He accuses those who run charity streams of virtue signaling and attention seeking, as if denying such impulses are more important than the charity raised. Then it complains that people who fundraise for organizations get wages, real worker solidarity. Oh, Jesus. They're pulling out fucking multi-part arguments to make fun of this guy. All right, I think that's about it for that. I think we're just about done with that. If you want to follow me on Twitter, hey, I'm okay with shouting myself out. How about we take a look at that real quick? BookSmarts101 at twitter.com. If I post something cool on the YouTube, I'll generally post it here, like when we edited the Wolf versus Destiny thing. Otherwise, I post random shit. Like I saw somebody post this, and I thought it was cool. This developer guy, here, let me read the actual thing so I don't bullshit you. Every time a new expansion releases, the producer-director of named Yoshi P comes on stage dressed up as one of the new classes in Final Fantasy XIV. This is kind of cool. So the dude cosplays as whatever the new class is that comes out in the video game. And some of these are real fucking cool. Like, this must have been a fun outfit to like put on and dress up as. Cosplay seems really, really fun. I'm kind of a chubbier dude, so I have a hard time liking the way that I look in a lot of different cosplays, especially for anime stuff. But man, this guy's rocking some of this stuff. These are cool outfits, dude. He's got like lightnings, a lightning type shooter thing, like lightning from Final Fantasy. This is cool as fuck too. Oh man, look at that hat. This is pretty rad. But yeah, occasionally I'll see things that I want to share with you guys, or I meme, and that's about it, you know. Oh, why is this muted?
Star, but can you chug a sparkling water and not burp? Oh my gosh. What do I do? Your man might have...
I don't know. I just post random stuff. So if you enjoy that, you can follow me on Twitter. Anywho, did we want to keep watching this? I think we're done with this as well. Alrighty. Let me switch scenes here and kind of wrap things up a little bit in a nice little bow. How long have we been going? 3 hours. That's not too bad. We got through a lot of stuff. Let's see here. It's cool because the cosplay is the reveal. You watch him walk out as your first reveal of what new class you get. That's kind of cool. That's cool. I'm not into Final Fantasy 14, so I don't know a ton about it, but that seems like a cool idea. Hot take, I'm fine if people do the charity stuff for clout because it still does something good. Yeah, I don't care too much, dude. I mean, like, if people are clearly making it about themselves and not about the thing, I guess you could be upset at them, but you would need specific, like, scenes from their stream to be upset at them, and I don't have any of that for Vaush. So I just don't have I don't have an opinion on that. We need a palate cleanser. Well, I had hoped that the Twitter would be that, but you know. Talk to the Omni Man. Why? About what? Like I don't understand. Has he watched the review? I edited the whole thing down, like, in no small part because he bitched and moaned that it was too long. So did he watch the review that I did of the wolf thing? Because I'm happy to fucking throw hands with him about that if he really wants to. But I have the feeling that he knows that I'm correct, or he's afraid of a conversation with me. So I don't think that he would be willing to do that. And that may be super bad faith of me. I will admit that right now. But that's my perception, is that when I get something right and he knows that the criticisms are right, he tends to want to weasel out of them. And I think that this is one of those instances. So, yeah. He had to go back to feudalism to find the review. Lol, that guy got so fucked up on sparkling water. Yeah, he chugged it. Have you ever tried chugging sparkling water? It fucks you up. Yeah. I fuck you up, man. Every time I see fucked up or fuck you up, I think of those German nihilists from Big Lebowski, for anybody that's seen that movie. The people that come into his apartment with the marmot and they drop it in the tub with him, or they light his car on fire, those guys. I fuck you up, man. Destiny has been outpaced by books. I don't think so, dude. I mean, he's still an incredible debater and stuff, and an incredible mind. It's unfortunate when he can't take criticism. BookSmarts, I don't know how you keep answering these people that ask you to talk to Destiny, and I'm a DGG'er. Yeah, I don't know either, dude. It's just called patience. I have a lot of it. Like, if Naruto has a giant store of chakra inside of him because he has the nine tails, I must have some, like, deep fucking beast of patience inside of me. I got a little Buddha sitting in my tummy that just really helps me be patient with people. So maybe I just have I'm built different, dude. I just got lots of patience. I meditate all the time. I try to, like, be good about that. But you gave great there's probably a part 1 to this, I would assume, right, Roland? Or does it just start in the middle of the sentence? But you gave great criticism / critique for Destiny, and to help his frustration, Wolf could use help adapting to the internet debate too. And yeah, they both could have used help. They both could use the advice that's in the video. I don't really hear him ever admit when he's wrong, Sag. I do. I have this mosquito that I see buzzing around, and it's trying to fucking infect me with something or other. Hey, can you focus on me? Thank you. My girlfriend chopped off her toe for nothing. We got another man of culture in the chat. Lol, I mean, you have outpaced him, but it's a meme. Oh, Vaush said he outpaced Destiny until... Do you have a clip of this, dude? Can I watch this? Wait, he said that like word for word? Give me the clip. I need to see it. This anti-intellectualism is unbecoming of you. To quote-unquote argue is to prove why they're wrong, which is super important. Who are you talking to? Me? What do you mean? Like, I don't understand what you're getting at, Vaush Lost. Doesn't even know the memes. BookSmarts has the VGG virus. Maybe, dude. It's mutated, dude. I have a different strain of the DGG. It's turned into VGG. The websites look so similar that I need to stop. No more roasting. Hold on. Let's pump the brakes, guys. I don't want to start going off. I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to get better. Another part of the joke is it's a ferret, not a marmot. Interesting. Yeah. Is that why you eat so much? I don't know. What is why I eat so much? For my little Buddha in my tummy? I'm pretty sure Buddha was known for not eating, right? He does listen to your advice. Just takes him a lot of time to internalize it. He doesn't listen. He listens at some point, but he doesn't listen when I give it to him. So I don't know. I'm very careful about giving that to him anymore. I'm not sure that he listens. If he listens when we're not talking, I feel like it's worth pointing out that there's a difference there. Onion Pog, can you make it so that we can post links on YouTube? Can you not? I don't know. Just go to the Twitch chat and put it in. Business Smarts wants you to keep the roast going. I know, but I don't want to do that. Jujutsu Kaisen, once you're done with Nagatoro, my man. I've already seen all of Jujutsu Kaisen. I speak its praises all the time. He did take your early advice, though, no? Yeah, but not necessarily in our conversations. Although, some of them, yes, but I had to work very, very hard to make that happen. BGG, when? We're working on it. We're building the entire website from scratch. Actually, as I started streaming, the lady that I'm paying for help on designing the website sent me pictures of the layout. So then I'm going to take that, make any edits that I want to make to that, pass it off to the web developer guy, and then he will arrange it in a layout for the actual website. So that's working in the background, but we're not copying the DGG website code or the code of other sites. So it's taking a while to make because they're building it from the ground up, everything from the chat box to the design of the site. Because the developer and I both kind of agree that we don't want a DGG clone. As easy as it would be to do that, we don't want to do that. So taking the time to build it from the ground up will take us a while. So just wait in the meantime. Just pay White Nervosa for it. Okay. Please, someone send the Outpaced video. It's gold. Yeah, nobody sent it so far. It's really crack-a-lackin'. Hope you steal the YouTube/Twitch embed button from DGG. I don't know what that is. Honestly, hey, here's the thing. ! Discord. Go into the vote suggestions. Do S5. I have to explain something. So on the Discord, you can make recommendations, whether those recommendations have to do with changes to the Discord itself or to the stream or content you would like reviewed, all these sorts of things. You can recommend them on the Discord. That's the place to do it. If the alert box is too loud, if one of the alerts is too loud, you can request it to be changed in there, that sort of stuff. The way that you get access to that channel is by going to the README, actually reading the post that explains how to post one of those recommendations, because there is a system to it. And then once you react to that, you'll have the role and you'll be able to post and vote in there. Yeah, you can label it S5, which I believe is the miscellaneous request thing, and let me know if there are website features or features from DGG that you would like to see incorporated into the BGG site. Because right now I'm creating a big list of like features and things that I want, one of which is it's a little timer or a little tracker that tells me how long a user has been on the site for, how long the user has been watching the stream for. And the purpose of that is when I'm doing a review, it's very frustrating to me to see questions that seem to miss what I had said 5 to 10 minutes prior. And so it would be very helpful when we're doing reviews to be able to click or hover over a user's name and see that they have been watching from the beginning or they just jumped in maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago. And so when I'm doing reviews, it would be nice to just only look at my BGG chat and really try and like make sure that I know how to interpret different people's comments. And beyond that, the color coding of the names and the icons next to them could tell me everything from whether or not you're subscribed at Patreon and what tier you're at to if you're subscribed on Twitch, right? And so there's a lot of different stuff that like I already have an idea that we want to add to the chat or we want to add to the website. But if you have something, definitely put it on there because I'm interested in it. Okay, I got a lot of clips here and they all appear to be the same. 5 seconds in.
Book fucker.
Okay, here I go.
People, you know.
How do I get on this website? Because I know that some key to success on Twitch is getting on this website. Y'all have to inform me on how I do this. Because this live stream fails shit, I feel like is incredibly important for blowing up on Twitch. And if my goal is to get more people watching me and grow my community, I feel like maybe it's important to think about this a little bit more.
Like, that's exactly what he's doing, basically. I don't really give a fuck. I feel like I've outpaced him intellectually at this point because he's so spite-driven that he makes like horrible fucking cakes.
Dude, I hope people don't.
Why is this so laggy? Everything is so laggy today. Oh, because I'm streaming.
People, you know, like that's exactly what he's doing, basically. I don't really give a fuck. I feel like I've outpaced him intellectually at this point because he's so spike-driven that he makes like horrible fucking cakes.
Dude, I hope people don't think that.
Fuck,
I hope people don't like associate me with this. I feel as though I've outpaced him intellectually. Wait, like who unironically utters these phrases?
Vaush, he talks funny. I don't know. Yeah, okay. Wasn't as funny as I had thought it was going to be because he means it dead ass. Interesting. Well, there you go. I've watched it. I did it. Woohoo. There you go. I covered all the dramas. All the dramas. I got all the dramas here. It's a good meme. It's all right, dude. You got to be way more inflammatory, dude. You already were there with the donkey impression. That is true. I did make it on there with the donkey impression thing. We'll just have to clip you. Yeah, you will. And please don't clip my racist stuff. Don't clip that stuff, okay? Hey, you and me. Yeah, we want to be successful. We don't want to JonTron it. Don't do that to me. Just clip the good things and put them on there. Don't clip the bad things, okay? You hear me? Let me subliminally message you. Clip the good things. Clip the good things. Don't clip me out of context and stuff, guys. Don't clip me out of context. More streamer impressions could be good for LSF. Yeah, maybe, dude. I don't know. He did say he was Israel, so outpaced into... Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. In before Destiny tricks BookSmarts into supporting the SS... Are we talking about like the Deutschland SS, bruh? Are we thinking of the same SS? Because I don't want to be a part of the SS if that's what you're talking about, bro. Why does the mic come with a flashlight attachment? This is to let me know it's not plugged into my Focusrite, so I'm not using its full potential. That's where it stores all of its chakra. Hey, how does the mic sound when I don't have the thing on it? Is it any better? Should I keep the condom off for this one? Are we on a safe day? Very intimate. Oh, well, that's really nice to hear. I'm going to come. Well, I hope you don't come on me. Come and, well, no. Hold on. I can't say that. I wished I shown when I didn't live up to my potential. What? Anyone got timestamps for this live stream? I will in a bit. As soon as we're all done, I'll put it in. Going raw. Yeah, I'm raw dogging it, dude. Sounds more intimate, but PS and BS pop a bit. This bussy do be popping, but this mic shall not. That's what I'll say. I don't want the mic to be popping. Twinkie back on, Pog. Yeah, I got to keep you guys protected. I don't want you getting anything funny. Yeah, I add them after I'm all done with the stream. That's all me. There's nobody else that does that. Like, it doesn't happen magically. I don't have some, like, robot slave that's watching the whole stream and timestamp it. Like, I literally have to go back and rewatch the entire stream, which I feel like, and this is something that I told people and I asked about when I first started streaming, is how many people watch their VOD back to see how they could improve being entertaining or how they could improve the content or how they could see how the audience is responding to things. And people would tell me when they first started they would watch it back or they just never watched it back. But in any case, it seems like most people don't watch their VODs back. Even Steven refuses to like watch back his debates and stuff. So I feel like
book fucker.
People are missing out on a really good opportunity to better themselves and make their streams better. So if other people aren't doing it, I'll do it, dude. I'll hop on that, dude. Yo, BookSmarts streams are so chill. I love this. Thanks, Zapdot. I'm happy you're chilling out, dude. Plosives and sibilants, baby. I take my headphones off to clean or cook or something and play this on speaker. And without fail, you get weird. Okay. Maybe make a note of when you change topics. Use your uptime to cross-reference it. That's a lot of fucking work, dude. That's a whole fucking Sherlock Holmes type shit, dude. I'm not doing all that. At BookSmarts, I am like an hour behind, and you were talking about Vaush and the brain rot comment and Defenders. I think Vaush was too harsh there. I would love to hear you both talk more in the future. I hope I get to talk to him more. That'd be nice. The one talk that we've had with each other has been fine. It's just every time there's something that's said that's like not with me in the room, it's like pretty rough. All right, what is this YouTube thing that you've linked to me? What is this? 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Zion Ramadan 2018. I'm not watching this. Nice try though. Hey, fun question. What's the hardest you've ever laughed? Hardest I've ever laughed. I get to the point of blacking out. So, and that's happened so many times that like I can't even remember what it was about. I used to this is going to sound really sad. I used to be a much happier and like very energetic dude. I used to be very flamboyant, even in public. And I used to love just cracking jokes with friends at school and stuff. And we would laugh so fucking hard that like I would wheeze and I would like literally start to like black out a little bit. Like my brain would hurt and I'd feel like I nearly passed out. So no, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff. And it's usually just like repeating the joke in my brain that makes me like laugh that hard. It's not even like hearing it the first time, you know? So I don't know. I can't remember any of them for you, unfortunately, but yeah, it happens a lot. I love these time capsule messages. I'm happy you like them. I like leaving them for the VOD people. I love that. And unfortunately I've lost this ability with the YouTube people, but I love giving you guys secret messages. I love like, fuck it, I'll tell you. So I'm working on something. Remember how I told you at the very beginning that I wanted to do this like Bill Burr styled like podcast thing and post that only to the YouTube? I want to do these vlogs that are only available to the patrons on Patreon. Or it might be that like there's a 2-week delay or something with when the YouTube gets it versus when the Patreon gets it. I'm not sure which I've decided on yet. I kind of want to release it to the YouTube so that per unit of like time I spend, more people get to see it, because it's disappointing to see the number of views that Patreon only content gets. But I'm tempted to do vlogs where like I record what happens outside of the pod or outside of the stream. Like I have a bunch of footage on my computer that I want to edit about crossing the US-Mexico border, because I think it might be cool for you guys to have a little bit about that. Or like the video that I did about packing, where I laid out all of my stuff and I said, hey, that would make a cool like image. Maybe I should make a video about like what I take with me when I travel. If we do a motorcycle trip at any point, or I do a motorcycle trip, I should say, and I go up to Big Sur for like 3 or 4 days and I come back, I would love to record a bunch of stuff and then make a little vlog about like what I did. And it doesn't have to be good. It can be shitty. I'm not the best YouTube editor and I don't want to try to be, but like I think it would be cool to give you guys other kinds of content like that. That might be fun. So that's something I'm looking at doing. Sneaky smarts. Yeah, sneaky smarts. And like leaving messages in there specifically for the Patreon people would be really cool too. Thank you for that one, 8mouse. 8mouse is a long-time subscriber of the channel. I'm tempted to check the Twitch manager just to see how long you've been subscribed, because I know it's got to be a while, right? Like you've been around a long time. 8 months. Yeah, I was right. You've been around a long time, dude. But good having you. Let's see here. I always watch the Patreon shit. Simp mode activated. Shipping the vlogs to the Patreon like 2 days before the YouTube sounds good, to be honest. So is that everybody's opinion? 2 days early? Is that really all of the ahead time that you want? You don't want it like a week early? You don't want it like multiple days early? Is 2 days really everybody's like opinion on that? Do YouTube more. I think there's an oversaturation of streaming, to be honest. 5 to 10 entertaining videos are scarce. Yeah. Flamboyant men are the best. Well, you're flattering. Maybe you should remove... Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck kind of comment is that? YouTube used to be the secret stream. It used to be, dude, but not anymore. It used to be, and if you didn't know this watching on Twitch, I used to do like almost an hour, sometimes more than an hour of extra streaming where I just riff and I talk to the YouTube chat in specific after I raid out of my channel. The reason I don't do that is because Twitch still records my view count as if I were still live. So I'll raid, will go from like 100 something people or whatever to like 10 or 15, and it'll count those 10 or 15 for an hour, and it would be tanking my average viewer count, which I use to like get an idea for how successful a stream was, or like how many people turned up, or if advertisers look at my channel, they use that to judge how much they would want to pay me. So it hurts that metric to stream that way, so I stopped doing it. But I think there's a way to end the Twitch stream in specific and continue the stream on YouTube, and YouTube view count numbers are not tracked publicly as far as I can tell. So yeah, like maybe I'll look into it a little bit more, because that was fun. I used to enjoy doing that. I miss those days. Yeah, all of the YouTube people miss those days, dude. Would you rather have a hand made entirely of ham or an armpit that dispenses sunscreen? An armpit that dispenses sunscreen, obviously. Duh. Anywho, I think I should let you guys go. Let's see. Do I have a lot more to talk about? No, I don't really. I think I talked about everything I wanted to. Let me do my shills. If you enjoyed this content, you had a fun time, subscribe. I appreciate it. Every little bit helps. If you're like, hey, dude, I want to give you something extra. I want to support the content. I want to do it in a way that gives you the biggest split possible. How do I do that? The answer is just donate. ! Dono, or click the donation button on Twitch and use my Streamlabs link to send me a donation. That goes straight to my PayPal. That would be the best way, like per dollar, that gets to me at the end. The second best to that would be Patreon or the YouTube supers. So both of those are awesome. I'm going to check the YouTube supers right now to like make sure I've kind of given a shout out for all of those. Even though they do show up on the screen now, improvements over time. The other really good way to support me is to hire me. If you have work, if you have tutoring, if you have writing stuff that you need done, if you have a family member that needs tutoring or needs writing help or needs editing or consulting or rhetoric help, like put my name in the hat, you know? It might be worth it. I've talked to... Thank you for that, Chris Sneezy. I've talked to everyone from people that run esports teams, like League of Legends teams, to people that are just students. So whether you need consulting help or advice, like I'm here for you. And I have a whole Notion doc with that. If you do !work, it'll give you a link to that Notion document. You can check out what everything costs, what the service is like, what a session is like, what you have to bring, all that stuff. I'd like to say, let's see here. I'm already caught up on all those super chats. I've read them all. Okay, we're good on super chats. All of my super chats are done. Hope you have a good night, Book. I'm still a big Vaush fan, but you've become my favorite. Wish you nothing but success. That's fine. Yeah, I'm happy you like what I do. I got no problem that you're still a Vaush fan. The same way I don't have problems that people are a Destiny fan. Be fans of all these people. That's cool by me. The most that I expect from you is like you give some kind of credence to the ideas or arguments that you hear here about like some of the problems with those people, and that you just keep an eye out for it or keep your nose to the ground for it. That's all. Still be fans of them, still engage with their content, still support them if you want to. That's totally fine by me. I'm not trying to like convert you guys over like and make you abandon those people or anything. If you enjoy here and you enjoy there, that's totally fine. But I do think it's worthwhile to be aware of some of the criticisms that I have of those people and to just be on the lookout for them, because things like Destiny's like lefterly prejudice, or things like Vaush, like with the misremembering thing, like these are things we should keep in mind while we're digesting that content, if we really want to make sure that like we're understanding what's going on, right, at the level that I like to. And if you don't, that's cool. You could just wait for me to say it. Do the Reddit AMA, Book. That's true. I should, because I need the karma. Hey, Book, I'm a big BookSmarts fan, but you're okay too. Thanks, dude. Anywho. Let me find a place to put you guys for the night. Let's see here. Wow, we had a hype train going, apparently. I guess we'll stick around for the hype train to see where that goes. What other stuff do I have to talk about? You'll have a limited time to earn exclusive emotes. Wow, look at that. The Reddit Q&A for karma. Yeah. I need karma, dude. We're at 94% on level 1. I bet you we could get that. Oh, is it over? Shit, time to go watch the VOD. No, it's not over. I think I have a few more things to talk about. Let's think. Do I want to talk about dating?
Book fucker.
That's a good ass question. Do I want to talk about dating? Well, I guess if you guys are paying money, maybe I should talk more about it. You're not even an Arab. What does that mean? What does me being an Arab have to do with anything? I'm not an Arab, dude. Think real good. What? What are you talking about? Who are you? No, I don't want to talk about dating. Let's just find a place to put you guys for the night. I don't care that much. Good timeout on that Zondai person. Don't be weird in my chat, dude. Don't be weird. That's 500 seconds or whatever for you. Sexy smarts. Yeah, I'll talk more about it when I'm actually dating people. That's probably a better idea. Book, why do you say Arab like Arab? Because that's how my mom says it. That's how I was raised. What is it? How is it pronounced? Arab? 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 How do you pronounce it? Arab? What is it? Not Arab? You should try to look at other creators like Dylan or Aristocracy. That'd be Pagarino. What do you mean? Look at them. Could you be more specific? What do you mean by look at those creators? Like copy their shilling stuff? Because I don't want to copy their shilling stuff, dude. That's too much shilling for me, personally, on both counts. Like I like that Eris has like things that she does on stream for money. I think that's cool to do. But Arab. Oh, okay. Arab? It's pronounced Abrab. I say Arab, but stressing the second syllable. Arab? Arab. 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 Oh, Arab. That's the other way to pronounce it. Arab. I've heard Arab before. Arabad is the correct way. Arabad. Arabad. I don't know, bro. Somebody said yes. Arab? Arab? The Arab Emirates. Oh, that is how you pronounce it, huh? Because you don't say the Arab Emirates. You say the Arab Emirates. Ah, okay, so it's Arab, right? Right? Arab. I hope Eris has you on sometime. Yeah, we had a whole thing that was scheduled, but it didn't end up panning out. I know that she mentioned that there was something going on about Israel and Palestine. I DM'd her about that afterwards, but I still haven't gotten a response. I don't know. Maybe she's still going through stuff. I'm not sure. I have seen her live though, so I wish she would respond. Okay, I'm not American, so I don't say air, but I'd say A. Okay. Just talk like an airline pilot and everything will fall into place. Yeah, it's a good bit of advice. Rub my ears, book. Nah, I'd rather not, dude. That sounds kind of cringe. Hey, I took the condom off for this one. I hope it's not... Oh, wait, no. People listen to me with the fucking speakers on. I shouldn't do that. My bad. I'm sorry, speakers, people. I'm sorry, speakers, people. I'm really sorry, dude. I'm just waiting out this fucking hype train. That's it, dude. I'm waiting for it to just land on wherever it lands on, and then I promise we'll be done. I'm just, like, filling space at this point. I'm going to lay on the floor, dude. My back is kind of hurting. Does anybody else's back hurt? Any hurters in the chat? Any breeders in the chat? Hi, chat. How are you guys doing? I appreciate any and all support that you could offer me. So if you have any at all, that's like super duper cool. I like love it. This will just be like the way that we end the stream. I'm sure that my view count is like going like majorly down because people know that the stream is like basically over and I'm just kind of like trying to buy time. But like, oh my God, the mosquito. The mosquito's down here with us. Yeah, my back hurts. Have I shown you guys what the stream setup looks like? Let me show you. So I sit in this chair here, right? And I'm at this itty bitty fucking baby desk, dude. A desk for ants. I can't fit shit on here, dude. I got these two monitors. And this is what I'm looking at most of the time. Yeah, like this is not a lot of space. I can't wait until I get to like my old office where I have like an entire like proper desk, because this is just like, this is a bit hard. And it sucks because there's nothing else in this place. Like there's no other kinds of desks. Like there's no other surface that I could like use for that. So I'm kind of like fucked. Wow, professional. Your flat looks like a porn set. Well, I mean, most porn sets are like Airbnbs and stuff, are they not? Like rental places? In there is where I keep all my equipment. That's the second bedroom. They gave me a 2-bedroom, even though I paid for a 1-bedroom. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but my other bedroom is way over there with my bed that's definitely made. Yeah, here, let me put you guys back where you belong. But yeah, that's what I got going on. Okay, I think this hype train's done. I think it's time to let you guys go. I'm holding on to every last second of it. What's the view? It's really bad. I think I have like a little bit of a view from my I have a little bit of a view from my my bedroom to the ocean, but I also, half of the view is like into other people's apartments, so it's like awkward to sit by the window and look out of it. So ain't this the Mexico Airbnb with the owners who blah blah blah, with the owners who left you? Yes it is. What's in your fridge? Dr. Pepper, butter, pizza, and apple juice. That's what's in my fridge. I literally know everything that's in there, dude, because there's just not a lot going on. Let's see. Oh shit, the hype train has completed. Wow, congrats everybody. Enjoy your level 1 things. Let me find where to put you for the night. 1 second. I will be live Thursday, probably to cover some different stuff, I hope. And then on Friday, I'm moving. So Friday, I'm not going to be doing anything. Friday, I have to move back to America. Let's do. Who should we raid? I'm going to raid. I'm really important. Let's go over there. I don't know what IRI is talking about today. He says 35 Republicans vote yay on bipartisan January 8th commission. That sounds party pog. I love bipartisan shit. That sounds like my kind of kink. All right, there we go. I'll send you guys over there. Have a good one. Be nice to him. Tell him Book sent you. I'll hang out in there for a little bit because I ain't got nothing better to do. And then I promised the YouTube people I will timestamp all of the VODs, so don't worry about that. That'll be done in a bit. I just kind of want to hang out and I'm really important for a little bit, so I'll start after that. Bye, guys. Thanks for hanging out and have a good rest of your day. Bloop. There go all the Twitch people. Bye, Twitch people. Bye. Have a good time. To the YouTube people, thank you for sticking around, and I